What up? What up? What up, y'all?
Welcome back, Weenie.
Yo, man. I'm trying to. Oh, that was an accident. Yeah. What up, y'all, man? On Friday night. It's a panel going on right now, actually, y'all. So I think I'm gonna try to join Radical Coders panel.
I just want to say, because KO Dave joined the studio and I want to let him in, but because we're on StreamYard, I'm limited to 6 people. So I will say, if anyone wants to support the stream, it would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll volunteer here and shoot off.
Yeah, I was going to try to hop on, but he only doing 6.
Fair enough. Easy, and it was great to say hello to you anyway, though, dude. And perhaps
we got stuff planned if I can't join.
Buddy. I'll drop your YouTube link in the chat, but I appreciate you hopping on.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
He talking about free speech, political violence, and authoritarianism.
Well,
I was going to hop on.
So you're going to have another slot open. If it's still open in about 5 minutes, I'll hop back on.
Yeah, you'll be welcome.
Well, let me try.
All right, so just to finish my point here, when you say like no proven coercion, I would argue that just the recommendation from a government official, especially at that time when it was being argued getting rid of Section 230, even a simple recommendation from a government official like, hey, you need to get rid of these people during a heightened time where there's a lot of panic going on during the COVID pandemic, when you had like YouTube was taking it upon their own accord to start nailing these people and getting rid of them. So it's just it seems like a bad way of framing it to say
and
like
coercion is
there was
threat, right? So it's not just saying, hey, we can help you guys with this thing. It's totally optional. Want to sign up? That's not coercion. There's no definition of coercion will ever include that. But in order for there to be coercion, there would have to be a threat, like some sort of repercussion from them not doing what it is that they're told, just like there was. Yes, but they didn't actually say, hey, do this or we're going to take away your 230 protection. That never happened.
Welcome, Illogics.
What's good? What's good?
You know, I could go. I saw Rob Knorr posted this. There's a tweet, I believe it was from 2019, of Kamala Harris saying, and you can say what she's acting as a private citizen, that, of course, Donald Trump should have his social media account taken away from him. And I just feel like from your point of view, you would say, well, there's no extortion going on or coercion going on there. It's like, well, it's in the air. What do you think's going on? We're people, we act in this, kind of synergistic
Yes, again,
way.
what is the repercussion? You can keep making the same points, but what is the repercussion? We're going to go back to this every time. There has to be a repercussion. There has to be some, like the other shoe has to drop at some point.
Get the
speaking of repercussions, real quick. Speaking of repercussions, who knows what could happen if we don't meet the goal that expires in 2 minutes, and it's just a single super chat. It could be any color, but I just want to let you guys know I really don't know what's going to happen. I haven't even decided what's going to happen. Let's just avoid finding out. Like, let's be
sure.
let's be careful. I mean, God knows, right? So, but carry on, guys.
I haven't even had a chance to speak yet. If you guys want me to talk, you better donate.
Or if you don't want him to talk, we can also do that. Like, if we want to stop him from talking, we can make that happen too. I don't know.
I'll leave it. I'll kind of say my piece and leave it here in a sense of, trying to bridge the divide. I think that what's going on right now from the right is pretty scary. We've seen it from the left, from, anywhere from Tim Walz during his VP bid on, I think it was CNN, saying there's no right to hate speech. You hear politicians say it left and right. And, I don't think it's a left and right issue well, nowadays it's not so much. It never used to be a left and right issue so much as it is now. And there it is, they both do it.
Yeah, only one side does it. One side is like clearly fascistic and authoritarian, and they're trying to make sure that anybody who says anything that they don't like is suppressed and silenced. There's no evidence of the other side doing this in recent history, and it is unprecedented in my lifetime. So
yeah, just also real quick for the record, the Tim Walz quote, because this comes up all the time, and so I've looked into this before, and like the way he like when he mentioned hate speech and stuff in there was kind of dumb, but like the context of what he was talking about was specifically like cases where people were giving disinfo about where vote, like how to vote and where voting was going on and stuff like this. Like it actually was illegal. Actually, what like the kind of speech that he was speaking to is actually like stuff that was criminal, and there were people charged for this speech. Like you'll hear a lot of MAGA types talk about how someone was arrested or charged for sharing a meme. This is a very common thing you'll hear. This specific case, and what they're referring to is someone who is spreading a meme intentionally that was giving disinfo about like how to vote and where voting booths were, I believe, or some. I think it might have been included like text message to vote and stuff like this, but it was a very specific case.
Okay, well, this is almost a bigger indictment on Tim Walz. Then is what you're saying that Tim Walz thinks that hate speech is equivalent to telling people wrong information on voting? That's hateful speech?
No, I don't think that's what he was saying. I think he was giving he was trying to give some examples in real time of like things that are not necessarily always protected. But again, the conversation was about like people giving fake information regarding voting. But,
didn't he say
sorry. One more thing. I'll let everyone go. I'll shut up. But Aaron Sound with $10 says keep yapping or Tom grows hair. We don't want that to happen. That could be very dangerous. And Josh with the $2 says Uncle Samantha better not tax this. Well, I believe he does, but that's besides the point. Carry on, everyone. I appreciate you all.
I was going to ask Ryan, wasn't the words he used either disinformation or misinformation? He might have said hate speech. I don't know, but I feel like he said like misinformation.
If you don't know what we're talking about, maybe hold your
I didn't say I don't know what we're
that
talking about. I just didn't know the words he used.
Yeah, so the direct quote that people refer to is him saying there's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation.
Shut your fucking whole logic.
Tom, don't play with me.
The quote was, there's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy. But then he goes on to clarify what he's specifically referring to. So like, again, like he should have been more clear. And you know, that's
quote, right. He makes a distinction between the two, and you're trying to conflate the two. How does that work?
Wait, hang on. So what he says, disinformation. Sorry, where's the real quote? Like the whole conversation was about that specific. Like he was responding to a point about that disinformation regarding voting stuff. So like you can say he shouldn't have said hate speech or whatever, but and maybe he's conflating. I think what he's describing is that there are limits on speech, which there are. So that's not a controversial take, right? But yeah, I'm just saying like what the conversation was about what I just described. Like it wasn't just a broad thing about how you're actually not allowed to do hate speech in the United States, which I mean technically you are. So.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
So I came in here late after a refreshing shower, and I am kind of not following the conversation so far. So I'm just going to sit here and be silent until I figure out what y'all are talking about.
How many days have you been an uncle, Dave?
That is a great question. What the fuck today is it? It's 19th. 5 days.
5 days of Unc Dave. Love that.
I'm going to go visit my nephew tomorrow.
Congrats.
Love that.
Yep.
Well,
very exciting.
If this is the topic, then I'm going to say it's been 7 days. So.
Also, hello,
debate.
Tom.
Tom versus Dave. Go. How many days has Dave been an uncle?
We are not retreading that ground. We went there like 3 or 4 years ago. I think we're good.
So I win.
But all right. But hello, Tom. It's been a while.
And also, if I may jump in again, just like even advice to my enemy, which I shouldn't give. When Trump makes a mistake so huge, when asked like Charlie, he was just in an interview and she was like, Charlie, what do you say? Charlie Kirk was always, she read a quote and the quote was Charlie Kirk saying, there is no such thing of hate speech. And what does Trump reply? He says, well, he might not be saying that now, would he, or something like that. To the left, this is your guys' time to strike. But what you shouldn't do is be dishonest or bad faith in how you go about talking to the right. Because if you guys have ever been given a boon, Trump's giving you one right now. That's kind of how I view it. So.
But that's like a Monday for Trump. Like that doesn't matter. He does shit like that all the time.
He's done 1,000 times.
It's
you want to convince somebody like me.
I mean, we're trying to convince people with things that actually like affect your everyday life. But if we just be like, did you hear? Like, I mean, I'll be good faith. That was probably just him misspeaking and not realizing what he was saying. So to me, that would be if I was to go on social media and blast that. Oh, look, he said, well, he's not saying that now. People will be like, oh, he just misspoke. This is stupid. Trump derangement syndrome. Like
He said he might not be saying that now.
regardless, they're just
He
gonna say,
might not be saying.
they're
Well,
just
it's a
gonna
completely
say,
different.
oh, Trump derangement syndrome. He
This
just
is what I'm
misspoke.
talking about when I say being honest. Those are two completely wildly different things. One is insinuating he wouldn't be saying that, another is saying, well, he might not be saying that. Way different implications, but you want to conflate the two. This is my whole issue.
Wait, you're saying that I'm not
What?
being honest when I'm actually giving Trump more
You
leniency
just
with
said
what
whatever.
he said?
Like, what's the difference? It's literally what
I'm
you just said in response.
I'm confused here.
No, I'm saying that if I would, regardless, even if I had the exact words he said and put it out to people like, look at this fuck up, people would say Trump derangement syndrome is not a big deal. We're sitting here talking about him ruining people's lives and people still don't care.
No, like, and okay, I'll give you another example. Tomfoolery saying the Democratic Party has never once used their power of authority to try to influence people to get others banned or deplatformed or kicked off. Like, that's a wild, to any layman, it's
I don't think I
wild
said
and
that.
laughable, but he's over, well, it's basically what you're doing.
That is true.
Has
You
a
guys-
Democrat
you
ever
guys-
done anything?
It's
Hang
not
on, has a
basically
Democrat
what
ever
I'm
done?
doing. I didn't say this.
You
Yeah, I don't think he
know-
said that either. But real
guys
quick, has
know who
a
Woodrow-
Democrat ever done anything as obscene as we get the Rubik's Cube? Has a Democrat ever done anything as obscene as what Trump did when he directly contacted Twitter and asked them to ban Chrissy Teigen for calling him a pussy ass bitch?
So
One moment,
do
Ryan.
you guys know who Woodrow Wilson is?
Ryan,
You know
Not
who
really.
Woodrow Wilson is? You guys
Ryan,
familiar with Woodrow
I
Wilson?
gotta ask Ryan something.
consider-
Ryan, how
what-
are you solving a Rubik's Cube when you have to fit your hands around the freaking microphone? It's
I mean, because I already hold it like in front of me to do it. But anyway,
It's
go on,
bad.
guys.
He's
Yeah.
been doing it. He'd been doing it for years. So Woodrow Wilson, would you guys consider him left or right?
I don't know
I
anything
don't know
about the
enough.
man.
Me either.
Don't know enough about him. Okay.
No.
So he came in after Teddy. He was a Democrat. He is the one who passed the Sedition Acts. Maybe that's a mind blow. I don't know.
What's the
It's both
Sedition
parties.
Act?
You don't know
What's
what
kind of the
Sedition
point you're
Act?
getting at, Brick? What
Yeah,
what
what's
do
the
you
point
mean?
being made? I don't understand what's happening right now.
So you don't know what the Sedition Act is?
Just explain to us. You're
I'm
saying it's
Canadian.
kind
I
of
don't know what any of your acts are.
ironic. Why is it ironic? Is what I'm asking.
I don't know. Because the Sedition and Alien Acts was basically like one of the absolute worst decisions ever made in regards to free speech, and definitely found unconstitutional.
I'm slow.
It's found to be unconstitutional. Isn't the Sedition Act still in place?
No.
Sedition in what sense? Can you
So
clarify a bit more
sedition
for a
sedition
layman?
would be speaking ill of the government. That would actually be how you would define that. So that was like World War I era.
I find it hard
Yeah,
to
it's
believe
still in
that's how
place.
it was articulated in whatever he tried to legislate.
It's
Yeah,
still
I
in
know.
place. Just from like an AI overview, it says the Sedition Act is a U.S. law that criminalizes making false, scandalous, or malicious statements against the government, flag, or military. There have been two major sedition acts: the Sedition Act of 1798, passed during an undeclared war with France to silence political opposition,
That was the
and the
Federalist.
Sedition Act of 1918, enacted during World War I
That was the
to suppress
Democrats.
anti-war sentiment and dissent. Both acts were criticized for violation of the First Amendment, guaranteeing free speech. And this is and were repealed or allowed to expire, becoming a black mark on American history. Okay, so because it says that one of them's like, it looks like they're able to be like enacted, but
No,
they're
the
not
court
like
the
in
court
place
ruled
unless there's
this is
like
this is the way the
war
court ruled.
going on.
The court said that if it's not speech that presents a clear and present danger. So eventually it turned into New Hampshire versus Chaplinsky, and then now it's inciting words, Bachelor versus
Yeah, they
Maryland.
were
So-
amended numerous times. Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially what you're looking at is that, I hear what you're saying, that you don't believe that the left has done it, but they have, and it doesn't happen as many times from the left. It was actually
I
first
said in
from
my
the right.
lifetime.
Yeah,
I
and
said
it was
in my
first,
lifetime. I'm not.
was-
of course, it's happened.
It was first from the Federalist, which I would conclude that they were right. They were on the right, but that's because both parties were on the right at the very beginning. Both were, full government support the way that it was, and it has changed drastically on the right. That the right has become more and more authoritarian, but that is because of constant bad decisions in the Supreme Court. And it's the Supreme Court that, so when laws are written and then challenged, they go up to the Supreme Court, then the legislation comes back, and then they write the legislation around the Supreme Court decision. And that's why you continue to see the erosion of your rights.
So
Okay.
I'm learning something as you saying this, but what isn't that a testament to maybe the character of these people that take advantage of that?
Yes, absolutely. And so, the system isn't perfect, and the justices are supposed to rule in favor of our rights. And me personally, I'm free speech absolute. I don't give a shit if you threaten me. I don't care if you lie. But because people do get offended and they feel threatened and they don't like liars, this is something that the Supreme Court and many courts will uphold. Basically, the courts say to the executive branch, we will uphold that law that you are prosecuting them under.
Do you care if people slander you, Brick?
Nah, I don't. I mean, I care. Do
you think people ought to be able to slander other people? It's free speech, right?
Be able to, yeah. Be able
without any type of civil litigation or criminal.
No. Legal standard. I uphold the legal standard. I'm for rule of law. So just me, right? I can handle it. I'm a grown ass man, but I uphold the rule of law. So I know what's best for me, essentially. There's a lot of things that I would do that aren't legal, but because I recognize that that's what's best for me, I don't do those things. There's some people I'd like to punch in the face.
Nothing to do with it. If somebody comes and makes up a bunch of claims about your business, and then your business goes under because people are running around spreading false information, and you just lose your entire livelihood over it, that being a grown man doesn't help in that scenario.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it, to be honest with you. I mean, so my
reputation.
reputation,
whether or not you're worried about it, is again, if you were in that scenario,
no, because
sort of
I have a good reputation
to get that money back.
Because I have a good reputation for being brutally honest.
That has nothing to do with it.
Absolutely, it does. As a man,
so in this scenario,
reputation has nothing to do with being a man.
In this scenario, you would not have a good reputation. The point is that if
scenario,
people lie
you don't
take away your reputation.
No,
you would not
in that
have a
scenario,
good reputation
if
anymore.
you lie, you are the one with the bad reputation, not
but not
me.
if the lie works.
You would prove that in court.
If the lie works, then I'm hold on, because now we go to the other side of the spectrum, which is if the lie works, that's not a society I want to live in. I don't want to live in a society where
then you're not free speech absolutist.
That's why we allow you to sue,
I
so
will
that you
leave.
can stop them. Yeah,
I will leave. It's
there is a point here to be made that
Wait, what?
we do in fact live in a society.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not a free speech absolutist.
Yes, the idea is if people are able to successfully lie about you, you should just leave. Good.
Do you know the difference between legal standard and principle?
I was gonna say, does free speech absolutist it's not mutually exclusive from him following the rule of law.
They were asking you about legal standard. They were asking you about libel
and I deciphered between the two.
He did. He was clear. He was like, no, I follow the law. But Joseph kind of implied, since he said he was a free speech absolutist, that he wouldn't abide by the law, which slander doesn't fall under free speech.
Right. I'm not going to slander you because I, as a principled man, know that is bad. That doesn't mean that I'm going to do it. I just believe that you should be able to do it. I should be able to do it. We should be able to do it without government intervention.
Oh, okay.
So the difference in civil litigation, though, is that when somebody else is able to sue you, the government is not intervening. They are just overseeing the two of you engaging in a dispute. And so it's not the government intervening in this case. It's that you personally are able to go and get some retribution if somebody does successfully slander your name.
Tom.
And just a
Real,
point of
real quick before you guys go on to that, I'm gonna let Clay go. I'm gonna let Clay respond to Tom, but I just want to say we do have Rinyald in the back, and I'm kind of new to this whole hosting panels thing, but I will let you know if you want to boot anybody from the panel, you can give me money to do it. For $5, I will kick anybody off this panel and replace them with Rinyald in a second. So you have all that control from the chat. I just want to let you know you have authority over this panel, at least to some degree. I might crack down on that at times, but anyway, go ahead.
Yep. So Tom, we're grown men, right? You're a man. You're a grown ass man, right?
No.
I suppose we'll
No.
see. Go
No.
ahead and
No.
Well,
find
you're
out.
not a lady, are you?
Depends on the day.
No, I don't think I'm a lady.
Okay. So if we have a difference, can we settle it?
Sometimes in court, yeah.
So what you're telling me essentially is that you want another man to handle your battles for you.
Oh my God.
Sometimes judges are women.
So you want a woman or a man?
Well,
or
sometimes
a child,
I want
anybody but
third
yourself.
Party.
You're not
Sometimes I
interested
want
in
a
handling
third
your
party
own
to
problems.
arbitrate
Okay?
something.
Hey,
So,
you
yeah.
know what? That's you. That's you, bro. You could do that. That's you.
Well, that's
But I'm not
literally
like
the
that.
point of government. That's
I'm
literally
not
like the
like
point
that.
of the law.
I like to be
is to
principled
have,
and
yes,
stand on
it's
my
not
own 2 feet.
vigilantes.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
standing
wait,
on my
that's
own
wait,
2 feet.
wait,
I don't
that's
need
sissy bitch.
Trying not
no
to talk
government.
over each
I
other.
don't need no
But
government.
I will talk over you
Yeah,
guys. I
that's
will talk
some
over you
sissy
guys.
stuff.
And hang on, Tom. I will talk over you guys, and I will let you all know that we also have Mel who just joined in the back. But again, I can't let anyone else up until at least one person backs off. So
Ryan,
just so everyone's aware. Yeah.
Ryan, when are you going to
Yes,
pay
Dave.
for StreamYard?
Whenever people donate enough money for me to do it, because right now, I mean, I had Restream, but there were people who didn't want to join on the Restream. I might switch over to that. I guess I have more.
much-
I have more
how much
slots
is-
there.
wait,
I'll
how
drop
much
down and you guys
StreamYard?
can have
I was
somebody
in the
else
middle
hop
of
up
joining
here.
on
I just want to say one thing
Restream
to
when you
Brick
switched.
here.
How much is
Brick, if you're going to
StreamYard?
say you handle it man to
It's like
man,
100
you're advocating vigilante justice. And if you
No,
believe in
not.
that, then I
No,
assume
not.
I
you
think it's like
think
$20
that
a
we
month.
need you.
Hold on.
Yes, it
So
is. That's exactly what
one
you're
of
doing.
these
And then a
things
second
is
point, I'm
not like
hopping
the
down.
other.
I'm
You
hopping down,
cannot
so
sit
just let
there
me
and
make my
put
point
words
here
in
quick.
my mouth, Joseph. You cannot accuse me.
That's exactly what you're doing.
without
And my
proof.
second point is when
Where's
you say
your proof? Did I
just let me
say
finish
that?
my-
Did I
let
say
me-
that?
When I said
I'll
that the
clarify,
government
but let me
should
fin-
be an arbitrator between the two of us,
Good
you
Lord.
said, I'm a man, I can handle it myself. So
Well,
yes,
there
that
are
is
certain
literally
things
what
that
you're
I can
advocating
handle,
for.
bro. If you want to call me
certain
whatever you
things,
want
so
to
now
call me,
you're changing it
look,
now.
just
You're
don't
changing it now.
call me
All right,
late
thanks for
for
having me
dinner.
up, Brian. See
What-
ya. See you guys.
What are the certain
Okay, Joseph.
things?
Yeah,
that you
I'm
can
I'm
handle
just
on your
so
own?
curious. Like, if you're not a lawyer and you're tied up in litigation, you're like, I don't need another man or person
No, I
to
really
help
don't.
you.
I actually can handle it myself. I really can,
You're going to go to court and represent yourself?
bro. I've done it
In
plenty
any
of
and all,
times. What are you
I was just
talking
in
about?
every. You would do that in every. I'm not saying it's impossible, but in every situation.
Well, in
Um,
Brick's
so-
scenario, doesn't
Playing
he
with
want the court to not play
disaster.
any role in this? Doesn't he want it to be legal?
No,
Well, I guess he's talking about the courts. Period. I don't even know if this is necessary. Are you
I-
talking? Are you
I-
talking about as far as speech only,
talking
or
about
any type of
me.
litigation?
me.
I know
personally.
we all understand this about you. I'm saying in every circumstance, would you be okay with representing yourself, no matter what it is? You're like, yeah, I'm representing myself.
I could, yeah.
Like falsely
I could represent myself.
accused of ending someone. You're like, I'm representing myself.
I could, yeah. I can. I can absolutely represent myself. Yes.
I ain't saying you can. I'm saying like that's your go-to. Like that's your first choice.
I don't know. I would have to like, so if the scenario presented itself, it would depend on the scenario, but ultimately I would most likely side with yes. I would probably represent myself.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. That's why I was like, in any and every situation, you would be okay with that. I mean, hey, if
Yeah.
you want to be
I mean,
careless with
I-
your life,
You're-
I
you're-
can't change that.
You're
It's not
courting
carelessness.
disaster, but
It's actually
Yeah.
who's going no hold on. Who's going to be a better representative of you than you?
Somebody that knows
lawyer.
exactly what
Lawyer,
they're doing.
Can they
someone,
read
someone
your
who knows
mind?
the law. Someone knows the law.
I know the law.
As well as a lawyer?
Not
As
as
Yeah.
well
To the
as a
same
lawyer,
extent?
an
Oh,
attorney.
Yeah, bro. I study this shit, bro.
Why
You see
not
it
get paid to
behind
know
me?
it?
You
1A
study.
press, 1A
you pay-
press. I'm press, bro. I have to
Do you-
know this shit. I literally go out and film cops. I have to know this
Have
shit.
you
Otherwise,
have you taken
get
the have you
arrested
passed the
and-
bar
you don't have to pass the bar. What are you talking
to
about?
be a lawyer? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, to be a lawyer, to get paid to
Yeah.
represent somebody else.
Yeah, and in order
You
to be
know nothing about the law, and I do.
in order
and
to
this is the difference.
successfully, in order
This
to
is the difference.
success,
You're talking to someone who does know the law. I know my
don't
rights.
believe that. I don't.
I've learned the law, bro. Yes, I know it very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
so do you know it
if
as well as a
you know the
lawyer?
law as well as a lawyer, then you're probably just
Look,
you're
I
probably
told you,
just
what do
Wait,
you
wrong
think
or,
this is
or
for?
lying.
I'm not just pressed for nothing,
No, no.
bro.
My question is, do you think that
Well, I don't know what
without,
that
do you think you could do anything without any type of formal education? Like whatever you study enough, you think that you
You
could do it?
can't do anything. You can't.
That's what I'm
fly, but
asking,
You can
if
do
you- if
what's
you think
needed.
that.
Yes, you can. You can. You can. You can. If you learn it, yes, you
Open
can.
heart
You
surgery?
can represent your. No, no.
Well-
Without form, yeah, you can.
Well,
You can.
Successfully?
Yes, you can.
I don't think
Can.
anybody's
You
is
said
anybody
can.
saying that you can't. Like, I don't think
That's what
anybody's
he's
saying
asking.
that you
No,
can't.
he's asking. He's
I think-
asking,
I think
can
he's
you?
saying-
And I
asking,
would say,
would
yes,
you?
you can.
I'm pretty sure he was asking, would you, not can you?
No, he was asking,
Have
can
you-
you?
To be
Did you
fair,
teach-
Ring
did you
y'all, I
teach
said
yourself?
can, but yes, the implication is like, do you really think that's the best? To be fair to you, Clay, I
For
did.
me,
We're talking
yes.
about
No, I
the
did say
likelihood
Clay. I
of you
did say
doing
Clay,
it
but
For
yeah, it's like,
me, yes,
Did you teach-
absolutely,
did you teach-
100%. Every time I will represent myself.
Did you teach yourself the physics of pressure? You were talking about pressure some earlier
Let's stay on
time a few
topic.
days ago.
Yeah, I'm talking. That was theory, bro. What are you talking about? This is law.
Yeah, but I was
law
just
and
wondering
theory are two
was just-
different things.
I was just wondering if you had
What is
had,
written and law and what can land you in jail for a very long time is not about what we can conscientiously conscience whatever.
Yeah.
What, conjure up
I
in
was
our
just wondering
minds.
if you had taught yourself about the theory of pressure.
I study, bro.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Is
wise
that
to
yes
study?
or no?
Is it
Is that
wise
yes
to
or no?
study? Is it wise to study?
Yeah, yes,
Do you
but
even
is that
study,
yes or
bro?
no?
I'm not following where you're going with this.
I just
Why
want
is-
to answer that question.
because you're trying to
How
do a
did you
gotcha?
learn?
Oh, okay.
How
I
did
got
you? How did you?
Well, I don't have
learn-
to answer you
Okay.
because you're
I
trying to
just
do a
don't-
gotcha.
I'm
I
not
mean,
doing a
you can be
gotcha.
a
I just
dick
want to
bag.
know where you learned
You can be a
that whole
dick
pressure
bag and
thing.
not actually engage in the
not
conversation
being a
we're
dick bag.
having.
I
Yes,
just-
you are. Yes, you are.
I
You're
just
trying to
want
do a
to know-
gotcha, and it's not going to happen.
I'm not trying to do a gotcha.
I
I
don't
just
know
want
what
to.
we're talking
I
about
just want to
anymore.
know where. I just want to know where you learned that
Where
whole
did you
pressure
learn
thing.
it? Where did you learn it?
Where did I learn physics?
Yeah, where'd you learn physics?
At my university.
Oh, okay. So you were taught.
So you
Yeah.
allowed another man to teach you
Yeah.
physics?
Yeah, you didn't read the books.
That sounds gay.
I
You
read
didn't
the
read
books.
the
yeah.
books. Oh, okay. So
course.
you did. So you read the books.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I read the
Like,
books. I was
good.
lectured to by my professors. Yeah.
Keep learning, bro.
Okay.
What are we talking about? right
Again,
I was gonna say, Ryan, we off topic, man.
I'm so
I
Yeah,
just-
learning.
I just-
well, when it comes to learning, I will say learning is radical. But other than that, so
I just feel like we were talking.
yeah, I
past
mean,
each
I'm
other.
just kind of letting the conversation flow. But if
wasn't
somebody wants to
act-
recenter to something on topic, I would appreciate it. I'm not
I
gonna
wasn't
police
actually
too hard
trying
unless
to
things
go
get
off
like wildly
topic
out of
because
control.
we were talking about how he learns things, and that
No,
just-
we weren't. No, you were. You were
we were
talking about it.
We were talking about you were talking about how you learned the
No,
law.
you were talking about that, and then you asked me a
No.
question that
You
was
were
way the fuck off topic, bro. Stop it. Don't blame
we
me.
don't have to fight about. We
blame
don't. Hey,
me.
we don't have to point fingers about who got off topic. We can just move on to topic, right? So,
True.
I just wanted
what
an answer to
does
that
anybody
question real quick.
want to steer us in that direction?
Well,
I'm
I don't
gonna
even
kill
know
the
like what
president.
are our opinions on the topic. I mean,
Yeah.
it almost feels pretty cut
You
and dry,
tell
but
me.
it also almost feels that Brick is probably the only one that disagrees with the majority of the people on this panel.
If
I
you
don't
talk-
know you, Brick. So it's
I don't know
possible
what-
it's possible
what-
that you don't disagree, but
Yeah, I mean, it's possible I don't disagree. What specifically would you have concluded that I don't agree on? Ryan, I feel like you right now.
I mean, I'm just going based off of the vibe that I'm getting. I don't know much about you.
Nah, I probably agree on way more than you believe I do.
Okay,
So I'm a free speech absolutist, and that I believe that that's where the topic came from. And people were asking me, well, if you're a free speech absolutist, then you'd be okay with that legal standard. Now, what I clarified with that was that I know that some things that I don't do is actually what's best for me. So like I would say, vigilante justice, right?
Mhm.
That's not good for me, right?
Mhm.
So violence is bad.
Yep.
Right. So I don't do that, even though I have this strong urge for some things, to do that. Right. Because some things it just like, as a grown ass man, I'll look at that and go, and that sort of thing. So I don't, because I know what's best for me. And I also take into consideration, other people. Like I don't believe that putting actual hands on people is like always good. I mean, yeah, sure, there's real crime, crime, but for certain things that I think, no, I don't do that because,
Well, how does that apply to how you feel about what's happening, like with Kimmel's show and whatnot?
Oh, I hate that. I hate it that Kimmel got taken down for something so ridiculous, like free speech. So principally, I'm for free speech, absolute, but because I do know the case law, there's nothing inciting about what he said. Nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like even if you like went down the logic trail of, okay, the Supreme Court has precedent on inciting words. Well, what was inciting about that?
Well, I mean, it's not like they're trying to put Kimmel in jail. I don't know if the protected speech.
Yeah, I don't even think they
is
claimed
going to
it
be
was
the thing that would
incitement.
apply. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Kimmel that was threatened. It was the business that he works for. Right. So
Kimmel didn't. Well, hold on. Wait, it wasn't Kimmel that was like being accused of incitement. It was the fact that the FCC director afterwards threatened ABC, saying that like if they didn't deal with this, then he would deal with it for them. And so it was that was the part that is
government
like
overstep.
in law considered chilling speech.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, isn't that where the contention is? Where Brendan or Brandon Carr or whatever? He's the one that was making these threats or actually acted upon threats, one or the other, and that's where the real issue comes into play.
Yeah.
Hey guys, viewers, donate to Coder so that he can like afford to pay for StreamYards so that you can get more people up here arguing with each other.
Maybe just
like it or not, he did step down so I can come up. So I appreciate
that.
Yeah,
Ryan's a goat. Yeah, we all love Ryan.
By the way, was somebody saying that the FCC won't let ABC be?
That sounds like
ABC.
That was a bar. That was a
FCC
bar.
won't let ABC be. They tried to shut him down on Jimmy Kimmel
TV.
I don't, yeah.
I'll do you 2
I don't know. Did
for
somebody
that.
say that?
It's from an Eminem song. The FCC won't let me be.
Oh shit! And I'm an Eminem
Or
fan.
let me be me. So let me see.
That's why I said I'm like. That's why I was like that was a bar. I didn't even realize you was saying the lyrics.
It really was a bar.
Literally.
Yeah.
Y'all agree though?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard for the sane American public to agree with the way that Carr acted, and essentially that's the Trump administration. And so, yeah, it's pretty wild. And anybody who's saying that it's a good thing, or even like trying to obfuscate about it, like, because I keep hearing from some people, it's like, well, turnabout's fair play or some shit like that. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're allowing government overreach on the basis of it's just somebody you didn't like. Well, they came for the socialists. I didn't do anything. I didn't say
real quick.
anything.
I just want to shout out James Finch, who says 500 is that yen? 500 yen for Tom, 500 yen for Coder. So some of that will go to Tom because I've been paying for a Tom Fuller membership for like 2.5 years, so he does get some of my money.
I thought you were about to
month,
say you paid Tom to come on.
I definitely thought that too. I was like,
in some sense, yeah.
So 1,500 yen is $3.38 American.
Well, yeah. So
Christ.
Brian will give that back to Tom on his next subscription. I thought comedy was supposed to be like the last bastion of free speech or something. What happened to that? Because like I've been making
it should be the first bastion.
Banger jokes about Chucky Kirk. Okay, like I'm sorry, but like this is our George Floyd moment. This is where we get to make a meme out of him, and everybody just doesn't seem to understand anymore that comedy is the last bastion of free speech. We need to preserve it.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like when I saw the George Floyd jokes, I was like, this is distasteful, but it never once crossed my mind like, hey, lose your job, lose, nobody should support you. You shouldn't be on YouTube. That never crossed my mind. I'm like, damn, y'all just some shitty people. And why isn't that being reciprocated when people feel that way about Charlie Kirk? So it's just like, you would think it is like a quote unquote full circle moment, but it's like,
because he was a criminal.
I know, right? But I don't remember people calling for people to lose their jobs off the George Floyd jokes. I could be wrong, but it just wasn't the same. And like Tom said, that maybe people felt like they had less to defend because he was a criminal, even though he didn't, what happened, it wasn't a result of that necessarily. But I don't know. Never, as somebody on the left, it never crossed my mind that people should lose their job. Even the lady in the park that yelled at that little boy screaming a hard R. I felt like whatever happened because it was on the internet, but I didn't expect anybody to go searching to do something to her, and then she became a millionaire almost. But,
she just got charges though.
Oh, really? For what?
Yeah. For, I forget what it was. It was something like disturbing the peace or something like that, but
so totally
she did
unrelated.
get charged recently.
Okay.
No, it was,
probably
it was
fell
for that
into,
scenario.
for that. Oh,
probably fell into inciting words.
Well,
Doctrine.
That.
Yeah.
It just seems to me that like maybe, just maybe, they never actually cared about free speech, and what they wanted to do was to control the left by telling us that by us saying like, hey, don't be a dick and misgender trans people, for example. I'm not trying to talk about that, but for example, they turned that into, oh, well, you're trying to you don't like free speech and you're going to cancel us over this, which barely happened.
Yeah, because that's always their fallback. It's like, oh, misgendering people, or if you don't get the vaccine, you're killing people, and it's just all the examples never come back to Joe Biden trying to mandate any behavior. Like you can't ever trail the whatever the left was saying, even the far left. It never manifested into some type of legal ramification from the top down.
Well, because it's not really on like the far left's agenda to pursue power that way, right?
Yeah.
We'd rather do like direct action and protest, which does make us seem less politically powerful. But I'd argue that in certain circumstances that makes us more powerful. But
yeah,
I don't want to get into that.
So the reason that I am free speech absolute, and I'm not trying to change the subject, but it actually has to do with the Jimmy Kimmel thing, is that, so I'm sure you guys have probably seen the crazy homeless guy on the corner, and that sometimes he's out there and he's shouting obscenities. So I live in Albuquerque. I mean, that's just wild. We got like 20 down the road, right? And they're doing that. And I don't want them to go to jail because they're just basically crazy, right? That to me is a step too far. Why are we locking people up for words that they said and we're all of a sudden offended? Like the guy, like those people are really crazy.
Brick, you're describing having a consequence for speech, which we have been kind of alluding to. So I understand the confusion, but really, like, free speech is about like you can't have pre-crime where like you're going to assume that's because someone said that something they are a criminal unless it's like a direct threat, and you can't persecute a group of people based on that sort of thing. I think I'm forgetting the third condition, but most of the time, free speech isn't about like you can't have consequences for your actions. It's about making sure it's a positive, right? That it's always there.
Cosmic Fox, are you from Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
So I know it's disgraceful.
No. I heard about. So
it is not disgraceful.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yes,
no.
That's exactly
Canadian.
how I knew. That's how I knew.
Can you explain
Be a proud
that
Canadian,
again? Maybe a little bit of clarification on what you're actually meaning. I kind of got a little bit lost on that. So, like when you're saying, go ahead.
Well, if you don't want people to like feel like consequences for saying something because they may not even mean it, like I think that's more about like mens rea type stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And actus reus. Yes, the two pillars of law. Right. Yes.
But most like reasonable free speech absolutists will admit that like it's not about like not receiving consequences. Obviously, you can't shout fire in a crowded theater, then cause a stampede, and then expect not to be held accountable for it. But what it is about is that there's a positive right where the things you say can't in and of themselves be illegal. This word or another is not illegal. It has to constitute a broader act. It can't be pre-crime either. So if I say I like Joe Biden, you can't then call me Antifa and a terrorist and lock me in jail because of that. Those sort of precedents that actually make it a positive right, whereas saying you can't go to jail for it would make it a negative right.
Okay. Well, that essentially is what rights are. They tell the government what they cannot do. That's what that.
No, the government's what is who upholds rights. So that doesn't make sense.
No. Maybe.
They're differentiating positive rights versus negative rights. Negative rights are things that the government cannot do. Positive rights are things that the government's obligated to do.
Sure, that's a good point.
So rights are upheld by the people, not the government. We pay the government, and because we pay them to uphold and defend the Constitution, and by lieu of that, rights, it's actually still us doing that.
It's working out really well for North
But
Korea.
what would that look like? Would that look like mob justice? If we were to just do it ourselves?
No, so
No, it looks like what you have in the U.S. and in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But those are state enforced rights.
It's supposed to
most
be
part.
like this. So honorable men are supposed to take an oath. And if they're really truly honorable, they'll sign it, right? But then they also uphold the law and the rights. And this is why actually law enforcement is a horrible way to call them. And they should be peace officers. In fact, the certificate that they receive is called a peace officer certificate. They are commissioned to uphold peace. And this is why when we talk about violence, violence is bad. And so those doing violence are bad. Good, right, Ryan? I see you popped up.
Yeah, real quick. Sorry, Dave, I'll let you back up in a second. But you just weren't talking, so I put you down to respond to we have a super chat from James Finch that says, Radical, could you ask Hassan saying put landlord blood on the streets? Was he able to say that? This is the viral clip right now. What do you guys think about that?
Was he allowed to say it?
That's a weird framing. Probably context involved with that clip as well, that he says a lot more and has a deeper political point than just do violence.
He says there's more context to it.
I mean, it's
just
pretty.
watched the video of him talking to somebody on, I think it was MSNBC or something like that the other day, where they brought that quote up, and he said it was out of context. I don't remember what his.
I mean, realistically, even if you did say it, you're probably gonna say it was out of context anyway, because that's just
Right.
the way you avoid accountability for anything.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that if we're talking like legally, I'm pretty sure that's still protected speech because it's not like a direct incitement. There's no imminency to it, so it's not like a direct call to action. So I think it's still legally protected.
Yeah, it has
but
to
it's
be.
pretty
I think
fucking
you would have to
crazy.
name like
pretty
a
crazy,
specific
though.
person, I believe.
I don't know that
It
I
has
think
to have
that's
like a direct time frame of it too.
that's
so it's
skirt.
not
I think that might be
necessarily saying, like,
skirting incitement to violence. it feels
Probably
like,
not.
but-
There's some case, I don't know the name of it,
Oh.
but it's like it deals with something super closely
Time,
like,
place, manner.
related.
But-
yeah, it has to. Yeah, it has to be way
But-
more direct than that. I'm pretty sure there was something about like it was like some group, and he said anybody who crosses this picket line, like your blood will something will like run through the streets. It was something super similar to that, and that didn't cross the bar of incitement. So
Right. It was
Look here,
hyperbolic.
yeah. Look here, Ryan.
that feels way closer to actual direct incitement
Just
than whatever.
One moment,
Hassan said.
I gotta call out Ryan for a second. Look here, Ryan. Once, that's fine. Twice, it's a coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. So if you
Yeah, if anything, I'm the one that he had to step down for to bring up, so he should be replacing me.
so now it's a pattern. Okay, so Ryan
Well done. Gotta do it 3 times.
clearly
don't
Ryan
think-
has something against me.
I don't think this is
One
funny
more
at
time.
all.
I think it's 'cause
He
you
might be
just talking
Zero,
shit.
jealous of
one
my
more time.
Transformers. I'm not sure.
Maybe your picture is the first one he hovers over. It's the closest to get to.
Panel host abuse is not something we should joke about. It's not a funny thing.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
See, I'm not laughing right now. I'm hurt. I'm deeply hurt.
It's just for me. It's just a Schadenfreude of it all because it happened to me, so I'm enjoying it and happening to someone else.
I don't know. Ryan ain't got no disagreeers in his chat.
Do you not see the hurt face my Furby is making right now? Oh, right, I can't make faces. Shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, no, I don't.
I thought I was gonna be able to join longer. I gotta go. All right, I love you guys.
Oh, okay.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Yeah, I get that out pretty soon as well. I was in the middle of editing a video to upload and figured I'd jump on while it was rendering, making the thumbnail and everything.
Aren't you live though, Tom?
No.
Oh, I thought you was live.
No.
What?
I sent out a
what is-
notification telling everybody to come over here.
Oh,
to
that's what
coders.
I saw. Okay.
What is going on in your background, Tom? Tom?
It's a light.
I know it's a light, but I wasn't sure if it was a light or if it was some green screen thing. Okay, cool. Oh wow.
See,
Oh,
once
okay,
they get
cool.
once these
Turn the
panel
lights
hosts get a
green.
taste. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, changing 2 lights to green.
Oh.
Now it's a
Ooh,
green
that
screen.
hurts.
Once these
Yeah,
panel hosts get a little bit of taste of power, they can't.
Oh God, Ryan.
Ryan's a tyrant. Don't
Fuck,
get don't
Tommy,
don't let Ryan
Oh,
don't let Ryan
shit.
become president. Don't let Ryan become president. Okay.
Change it back, Tom. You muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Tom.
Yeah, I like the purple better.
He knows that.
Yep.
That's pink.
Is
That
it?
is pink.
Is it
Yep.
pink or purple?
That's
I
pink.
see purple.
This is
Hot
so
pink.
according to Google, this is pink, and then the blue, which is more purple. Okay, Google, turn lights blue. This is
Okay, changing
Oh wow,
2
yeah,
lights
that
to
does
blue.
look
Yeah, that
purple
looks
though.
purple.
Yeah.
There's a
What
there's
does
a,
purple look like?
there's a blue hint.
so well, that was purple. Pink is like white.
Oh,
Okay,
I get
Google.
what you're saying.
Turn the lights pink.
It looks white, doesn't it?
Got it.
Yep.
Changing 2 lights to pink.
Yep, that's
What
my
the
my
hell?
RGB lights in my kids' room. I'm like, I be doing a
Almost
pink, and it's like
orange.
this is white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't. I guess it can't just make certain colors.
Huh. All right, so
As Varen?
we've gone over free speech, right?
I don't know if As Varen
Unless
had
unless
an
as
opinion.
Varen wants to
Yeah,
step in about free speech.
yeah, I too believe in free speech. So it actually keeps things very transparent and it's good as long as the public is very well versed with the law. But in today's world, I feel that since the attention span has decreased a lot, people don't even know the law properly and they won't understand the importance of free speech.
What'd you think of the of Kimmel getting suspended, getting taken off air?
Mm, He shouldn't have been fired. He should have just been like reprimanded for his actions. So
I mean,
What
I don't.
actions though? He didn't
Yeah, I
really
don't
do
think he
anything.
did anything worth reprimand.
Yeah.
um, but I don't think they should have fired him actually.
Yeah,
No,
I agree, but I don't
I agree
even
with
think he
that.
did anything worth being reprimanded in any way, shape, or form. Like he didn't. If anything, at worst, he was putting out misinformation. But that's nothing new to us. So, we're used to
It
that
was-
from people that are way more important. But
Yeah. It wasn't even misinformation. It was a huge nothing burger. All he did was say that MAGA is doing anything they can to make this shooter come across as anything but them. That's all
No,
he said.
okay.
Yeah,
So
that's why I
just to
said
be
the
clear,
misinformation.
that's not actually true. CNN did cut off the very next clip where he does make it sound like that he is one of them.
I
He
don't
did.
think I saw the rest of the clip and I still didn't hear any of him saying like,
But misinformation
He's
isn't
the
our
MAGA.
standard anyways, right? Like there's so many news outlets that reported misinformation on this particular thing, and none of those people are getting fired. It's the fact that
Yeah.
media outrage, social media outrage got focused at Jimmy Kimmel.
Also,
even
Kimmel
this is,
isn't a news
th-
source. That too, like.
Well, on top of that, like more importantly, like what is left and right is an insanely subjective standard that like for you to call that
that too.
misinformation anyways, when like that's not there isn't a standard for what is left or right is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. There's
So what did he say, Tom? You may not know verbatim, because to be fair, I did only see the whole to keep him from looking like he was one of theirs, and that I guess that's the part everybody was upset. That's why I said that was the misinformation, and he said more after that hinted at him really leaning into it, because that's why I'm like, at worst it was just some misinformation, but like Melanie said, it's like that's not something to be pulled off the air for, because we see that all the time.
Let me double check real quick. I've got a clip right here, so I'll watch it real quick and let you know if there was something more.
Okay.
I mean, you guys can like talk
in his opening monologue. In his opening monologue, he said that MAGA was desperately trying to characterize the shooter as anything other than one of them.
Yeah, but
that's what he said.
Right, and that's what most of us were assuming that he got taken off the air for, and then I'm guessing there's maybe more, because he's right. It kept getting, whenever I heard it get played, it kept getting cut off at a specific point. But like I said, KO, like even at worst, if he was saying that the guy was right leaning and that's wrong, that's not what you get pulled off the air for. Even if he said, if he didn't say it, it makes it more egregious. But even if he did, it's like, what are we doing now? Like, our president lies to us for sport. So I don't know how this is worthy of being pulled off the air.
Varen, I'll bring you back up in a second. So yeah, to memory, the thing he said, like well, like you guys just said, it doesn't really matter, but he didn't say the guy was MAGA. He did accurately characterize that MAGA is trying to distance themselves from the guy by any means necessary, right? And they have been ever since, like, before we even knew anything about the shooter. So that's true. But then the other thing is that he bullied Trump for when he was asked about Kirk. He was asked about him because he's like, or the reporter was like, oh, you guys are friends, like, how you holding up? And he's like, well, I'm doing okay, like, we're building this ballroom over here, super cool ballroom coming up, big beautiful ballroom. So that, I think that was like what, and Kimmel was making fun of him for that. I think that was the thing that did it. So
I mean, we know this ain't we all know it's not just about this one instance necessarily, regardless. So
so I'd like to point something out too, and this is kind of interesting. So I'm actually looking at the quote now. So he said what he said, and then at the end of it, he says, "But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this." Now,
and then immediately after he said that, they cut to a clip of the president saying what Ryan just said.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
So that's kind of, it's kind of interesting, because he's essentially at that point, adding context, saying, this is my view from a political view, and then going to, and principally, this is what I'm seeing. Right. So it's kind of interesting that he would be, it's not him, of course, it's ABC, who was threatened with essentially violence, because that's the taking of the license if they don't comply. If Jimmy Kimmel's words especially didn't follow with that part, then maybe you could make some arbitrary statement saying that, okay, this could lead to other people who might say something that would, and so, but then you look at it, and he actually did present something on a principled level. He said, but on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this. And so yeah, it's an,
well, no, it was that was a joke. The president
immediately,
they cut to the president saying, they said, hey, how are you taking this? And he says, Oh, great! Actually, we just started construction on the ballroom, and we've got a lot. I made a lot of money on blah blah blah. Like they're asking him about Charlie Kirk, and he just
Okay.
like
Dismissed it,
totally avoids
yeah.
that question, and so
Okay.
it was a joke
Yeah.
immediately after that.
So
There was
so
a bunch
Kimmel
of stuff like
is
this. Yeah.
actually
Making fun of Trump.
making fun of
and
Trump.
used his
Yeah.
words
But
out his mouth. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, let's go.
Which is great.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And I didn't understand that because I'm looking at the quote and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, that's kind of going on a principled level. But let's say it's a joke. Again, going back to what I said prior, okay, so it could lead to someone else possibly saying something that might. So the thing that I'm looking at, because I don't want to say it because I don't want anybody to get hit because of social media standards these days. But the things that I'm looking at, none of it is actually inciting of itself. Nothing is saying, hey guys, this is what we should do because of whatever. It doesn't matter what, because it's like this is what we should do, kind of that's what would be inciting.
But that's the thing, like they didn't even say it was about incitement. That's why everybody's kind of upset. Like I don't know how big it has been, but a lot of people like I'm canceling my Hulu and Disney because it's kind of egregious. Like Jimmy is really at the worst interpretation. He put out misinformation, like I said, trying to say, oh, one of their own, I guess insinuating he's right-leaning, but regardless of his family background, him personally, he wasn't right-leaning. So that's the worst interpretation.
On top of that, like everybody keeps saying that like the Biden administration did similar things to this, but when Fox News got in trouble for the misinformation that they were putting out about the voting stuff, the Biden administration was asked to take away their license, and people sued. Sorry, they didn't sue. I forget what it's called, but they like appealed to the FCC trying to get them to take away Fox News license, and the Biden appointee for the FCC said, we don't want to be the arbiters of truth. We're not going to be the ones who decide what is right and wrong. Like
that makes me feel like, was that a mistake?
That they lied. Even when they admit that they lied about it and that they were like very purposefully lying about it in court, they still said like, yeah, we're not going to be the ones to decide this.
So in retrospect, do y'all think that was a mistake?
No, I think it's good actually, because like honestly, our running this stuff through arbitration isn't going to like remove the problem of misinformation. What will is like having an American populace who is taught like critical thinking skills from an early age, and therefore the majority of like the media tricks they use to kind of lure people in and get them hyped up about nonsense wouldn't fly as easily, and they'd probably have to work a bit harder, especially the right wing, to push their populist rhetoric.
But it's just I'm not taking a hard stance on this, but I am going to play devil's advocate where I partially feel like this is a mistake that they made because what Tom just said is news to me. So they didn't learn a lesson, and it was kind of like this was going to the sequence of events makes sense. Like you got sued an exorbitant amount of money for willfully lying to the world. You got sued, and you settled out. And then you could have lost your licensing, and his administration said, no, we ain't going to do that. We don't want to be arbiters of truth. Yet you admitted to lying. And then you get a streamer, Destiny, is able to troll you, and you put it out as news. And like you didn't learn your lesson. Like this is you literally ran with a story and nobody cared to check the facts of it. And you still doing the same shit. So it's just like, I kind of feel like that was a mistake. And it would have been hard for MAGA to be like, oh, you guys took Fox News off the air. Well, why did Fox News come off the air? Because they lied to the American people and got the biggest defamation lawsuit in the history of ever. So, I mean, there's not a lot of wiggle room. And I'm honestly saying that probably was a mistake. If there was a legal route to take away their licenses versus just like, oh, we don't like what you're saying. No, you have a responsibility and you failed to do so. You don't deserve to tell the news anymore, period.
So this is kind of interesting that you bring this up. So now, and I'm a solutions guy. I love solutions more than anything. I love solutions. Would any of you consider that maybe Jimmy Kimmel has legal standing, at least on the basis of probable cause to file a civil rights lawsuit?
No.
No.
No, the only people that could actually sue in this case would be ABC because of the FCC and the Trump administration chilling speech in this case. But the ABC, if they just want to choose not to deal with that chilling and to fire him anyways, that's a choice that they're allowed to make. So
I can
Yeah, but
see.
the thing is that he is the one who's affected. ABC
yeah, but
made
it
the
doesn't matter. They're
decision.
still allowed to choose to do that. It doesn't.
They can
He
choose it,
doesn't have standing to sue.
but the threat was based upon a discrimination on him
Correct.
personally.
But he wouldn't have standing.
They targeted him. Not ABC. They
But
did.
he's not a protected
threaten
class, so
ABC.
that's not a protected class. So how is he going to bring
Free
that to
speech,
court?
yeah, free speech is a protected class. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
No, it's
free
not.
speech.
That's not what a protected class means.
No, free
Protected
speech is
class
protected.
different from it's protected. It's not a protected
Right.
class, and so it's different.
So free speech, you can file a federal civil rights lawsuit on the basis of discrimination for free speech. Yes, you can.
No, not to your employer. So if even
not
if
the
you just,
employer,
like
the FCC.
but I understand, but the FCC didn't fire him, so there's nothing that they
But
can
they
do. He can only
targeted-
sue his employer, but he would have nothing to sue them for. The only people who can sue would be ABC. They were the ones who were pressured.
Right.
They were pressured by the FCC targeting him.
Not really.
So you want? I think you want Jimmy to be able to do it along this way, and technically, by the way, he could find a lawyer who's willing to bring this to court. But what we're telling you, Brick, is that it's not going to go well. Like they're not going to recognize.
So even if he loses, they spend money. It's a win.
Not in this
Yeah.
case.
He'll spend more.
Yeah, exactly. Like
no, he won't. I'm telling you right
as
now.
a person or
Now,
ABC, that's what we're
he
saying.
He may spend some money on some lawyers, but the suit costs like $500 plus.
But I don't think that's a
whatever
winning
little
case for
materials
Jimmy. ABC has a better chance than Jimmy. That's what we're trying
What
to say.
I
ABC could
wonder
sue.
is
ABC could sue for sure.
what I wonder is whether or not Kimmel would have a wrongful termination claim against
y'all,
ABC.
we're forgetting he wasn't fired. This isn't a firing. His show was pulled indefinitely, but he wasn't fired. So it's not even he's not.
This will all depend heavily on what contract he
Yeah,
signed when getting employed.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, that's
on
true.
the basis of.
I think technically he's
Because
on suspension.
They
right now.
already admitted what it was. And that's where they really screwed up, in my opinion. They screwed up because they said why it was. Now, if they'd have just let him go and didn't say it, you as an employer can just let somebody go. You just don't tell them why, and then you don't have a claim at that point. But if you tell your employee why, that's a different story, and then you could possibly have a claim.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh, I thought you was going to respond.
And just so you know, free speech would actually fall under the category of religion. It's a First Amendment protected activity. And so when we're talking about the 14th Amendment in a civil rights lawsuit, what we're talking about is your right to believe whatever you want to believe, say whatever you want to say, all that good stuff that goes right down that with religion. And that's 14A.
But again, this has nothing to do with the government or the law.
No, the FCC. The FCC is the government.
Well, yeah, that's why we was telling you that they should sue, ABC should sue.
Rick, if those things are analogous, how come there's no separation between free speech and state?
Say it again, sorry.
If religion and free speech are analogous, how come there's no separation between free speech and state?
I'm not following. What are you asking?
They're not considered the same thing. In any context, religion and free speech. There's a freedom to practice your religion, but that's a different right.
No. So your First Amendment, right? It has limitations, right? And yes, this is true because you can categorize those limitations legally, but they are all in conjunction with each other. You cannot have one without the other.
But it doesn't mean they're the same.
This is the way all rights work. Like you can't have one right And then
That's just
this
that's
other
just
right
because they're
over
the
here
same
doesn't.
underlying principle to them, but it doesn't mean they're all the same right. Like, they're not all analogous.
Of course, they're not all the same right. This is why we have separate
Yeah.
rights.
That's
Yeah,
why
big standard.
free speech and separate and your right to practice
In
your
fact-
religion of your
in
choice
fact-
are considered
in-
separate things.
In fact, I would argue that the reason that the 14th Amendment was written in the first place is because the states were not respecting the rights of the people, right? So 9A, that's natural rights. There are certain rights that are not written that you have, right? So you have the right to wear socks and shoes, right? This is just common sense stuff, right? Now there's certain
But those
rights.
those aren't unalienable.
No,
in the same
that's
way,
an unalienable right.
your
You have
actions-
the right to wear clothes. Like that's unalienable. Like if the government arrested you because you
you
were
not-
wearing socks and shoes,
Have you never been strip searched before?
that's got nothing to do with your.
Well, no, that's the
your
government
right.
telling you can't wear clothes.
What? No, the government. Unless you've committed a crime and now you're being punished,
Oh.
they don't have the right to strip search you, right? This is not a thing.
But it's not
They can't
unalienable.
just
'cause
walk
there's
up to you
nothing-
on the street
there's
and
nothing
strip search you.
protecting it. It's not unalienable. It's just the government doesn't go after that. There's a difference. There's nothing protecting that right.
So if you're saying that the government doesn't go after for people for rights that aren't written, then tell me about Rosa Parks.
I didn't say that. I said the government doesn't go after people for wearing socks and sandals, but there's also nothing protecting people saying that they ought to be able to wear socks and sandals
It's
if they
the
want.
Ninth Amendment.
It's,
Yes,
it's
that is
considered free
natural
speech.
rights. Yes,
Socks and
no,
sandals are considered free speech.
no, that is protected under the Ninth Amendment. If you're willing to protect it, this.
Yeah, to
Constitution,
the
the
extent
way-
that it blurs into free speech, sure. But
The way
I meant all I was trying to point out is that there are things that we can take for granted, but it doesn't make it a right because those things aren't unalienable.
Inalienable.
Unalienable, right? Not
Inalienable. Thank you.
Not inalienable. Nope, that is not correct.
What are you referring to?
Unalienable. Unalienable. They cannot be taken from you. They are
I think
God-given.
Inalienable.
I
That's
think
inalienable.
Inalienable.
Read it again.
In.
Read it
There
again.
is no unalienable.
Inalienable has to do with property rights.
I think Tom's right.
Inalienable
you're
rights
wrong.
are rights that are like considered just like like almost God given. Like you
They're
just have them.
unalienable. I
Inalienable.
study this shit regularly on the daily. I have to know this stuff. I have to.
Sometimes
Otherwise,
you
I will
can be
get
wrong.
arrested and I will get convicted because I don't know the law anymore. No,
But if you can't recognize when you're wrong, then you can't ever improve.
I know it. I'm
Uh,
right too.
The term unalienable, a mispronunciation of inalienable. So
Oh, there we go.
What?
Easy.
At least I can admit
Corinne
I
just turned into
Did you
Missy
read
now?
that from the
was crazy.
Constitution?
At least I can admit
No, you
I was
didn't read it from the
mispronouncing it.
Constitution. You didn't read it from the Constitution.
Oh my god.
What part of the Constitution?
If I go to the Constitution and Control F unalienable and nothing pops up, I am going to be so disappointed in you.
Wait,
Brittany.
that's why I said
Right.
what I was trying to
You
fast track it. What part is he talking about? Bro, it's just a mispronunciation. It's not like you ain't got to fight to the death for that.
It's weird.
I almost want to
Also,
do a
just,
wager.
Real quick, thank you, Josh, for the $2. Josh donated $2 to change Clay's name from Brick to Block. So you're welcome, Josh.
Jesus.
Oh,
We
look at that.
cannot see this, sir.
Unalienable is giving me 0.
You can't see it, bro. We can't see
Let me
that
see about
under no
inalienable.
circumstance.
I'll present it. I'll present
Don't-
it.
Here, I'm concerned with you saying
Oh,
that statement
interesting.
ambiguously.
Hey, inalienable is also not in the Constitution.
No shit, Sherlock.
yeah, it's in the Bill of Rights, I believe.
Wrong. Bro, I've been.
What's it
doing
in,
this
Bricky? What's it in? What's it in then?
Sorry,
Block.
did I say the Bill
I'll
of Rights?
present it for
Sorry.
you. You don't have to worry.
Well, what's it in? Just tell us right now.
No, I'm just gonna present it. Just because, Brian, you love receipts, don't you?
He's googling it.
Why
He's
would
totally
you
I
tell us
do.
where it's at,
I don't
man?
usually keep
Sorry,
them
it's in
because
the,
I don't
it's in the
return a lot of stuff.
Declaration of
but-
Independence. The Declaration of Independence is
Okay.
that we have inalienable rights.
There you go, Ryan. If you don't mind, it's up to you.
I don't.
So, do we see it? It says it right here.
Can you highlight it? Okay, there.
Unalienable.
Oh, there you go.
Self-evident that all men are created equal.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
They are endowed by that certain.
It's the
by
same
their
thing as
creator
inalienable.
with unalienable.
No,
rights.
it's not.
Okay.
It's not. In fact,
Yes,
it
it
was
is.
changed.
Okay.
It was changed. The reason that the founders changed it was because they knew that unalienable actually had to do with property
You got
rights.
this, you got this.
I've been doing this for a long time, bro. And I've been showing the people this. This is
So
what I do. It's what I
language
do.
language
You
also
went
naturally
to-
changes
you
over
went to
time.
fucking Wikipedia
It's not a natural
telling us
thing
it's in the
change unto
Constitution.
end.
Instead of going to the Constitution, you went to Wikipedia. That you didn't. I don't
Bro,
feel like anything.
I
Got
don't think that was
Hold on now, you
Wikipedia. I
said
think
that
that
was
was the
Wikipedia?
actual
Did
US
you-
Wasn't that?
You
I think
said
that was
No, I
that.
don't
think that was.
Oh my god, bro!
Okay,
I
I
was
thought
wanted
that
wanted
was
to know what
Wikipedia.
part it
I was like,
was,
wait a
and I never
second.
got an
Oh, this
answer.
shit for
What
fun
part
now.
was that?
I don't. Oh, that would be the first paragraph after the preamble, or I mean not the preamble, but the.
Excuse me.
It's not the preamble. It's I can't remember what it's called with the declaration. It's just it's the second paragraph.
But my point about language changing, by the way, was that like there were times where like one side of the country would say things one way and the other side would say it the other. And then a bunch of English scholars would come together and be like, oh, by the way, this is how we should actually say it because the other way doesn't make as much sense. That's typically how words change in these contexts. So I'm going to place my money on
National Archive.
Yeah, I'm on National
And this
Archives.
is archives.gov/founding documents/declaration-transcript. So this is actually a transcript. And I want to point
The
something out. 'cause
Declaration
a lot
of
of people,
Independence.
yeah, it's the Declaration of Independence. And a lot of people don't realize this, but this part where it says the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, right? So it doesn't state the Declaration of the United States of America. It's the 13 United States.
I thought there were 50 states. What the fuck?
Wait, no. Wait, first of all, was this about the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence?
So
Declaration, right?
the Declaration
Is
of
that
Independence.
is that what we were talking about?
It was about unalienable versus inalienable.
Right.
Okay.
No,
So
you said it was in the Constitution.
That's
I said
exactly. I'm
inalienable
like,
rights are written in the Declaration of Independence. He said, no, I'm talking about the Constitution.
that's exactly.
And
I'm like,
then
wait a minute. I
showed
thought we were
the
talking
Declaration
about
of
the
Independence.
You could ask
Constitution.
me. You could ask
Thank
me.
God we could settle that.
Well, no, I mean we were talking about the
No,
Constitution.
you don't want to ask me about what I was talking about? Oh, okay.
That is, he was.
What were you talking about?
That's
what
how that's how this came up. I was like, wait. That's why I said, wait. I thought we were talking about the Constitution. I could have been wrong, but I thought that's what we were talking about.
So
Dave, don't make his passive aggressive bullshit that easy. You got to make him work for it.
I don't have
So-
the energy, bro.
So we were talking about the rights afforded to us in the Constitution,
Right.
and where they come from. And so what the founders did was they actually wrote a document prior to that, and that would be the Declaration of Independence. It is the founding document where people actually will sit here and argue with me that it's not the founding document. It is the founding documents.
The founding document.
When they sent this and it landed on the king's desk, right? This is when our independence was declared, right? They signed it, then they sent it, and when it landed on the king's desk, and they concluded that it was landing on that desk on that day. And so everything in this is actually a legal document. This is why it actually says it's the founding docs. It archives.gov founding docs, right? So this is literally the founding document. And people, sorry, I mean, people don't know this. Look, here's something interesting that right after unalienable rights, it says that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Did you know that pursuit of happiness was changed? It was changed to pursuit of happiness from property. That's actually why they changed unalienable rights, because they didn't want property rights to be included in the founding documents. That if it would
Fucking
later be included,
communists.
it would be fine. It would be fine to be later included in something else, but it wouldn't be a basic human right to own or have property. And that's why the Fourth Amendment is worded the way that it is. So the government doesn't have the right to search your person's papers and effects, but upon probable cause, signed by oath or affirmation. So these things, right, to secure these rights, government instituted among men. I mean, these words are so powerful. Just the way that that it's written, and then it ends. And this is where I want you guys to really pay attention. I want you to see this, that the founders, they said this: we mutually pledge out to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And this is where the oath comes in, that honor part. And it's not just any honor, it's sacred honor. They were putting their lives on the line, they were putting their fortunes on the line, and their sacred honor. They would be men among men. And it to me, it's stood the testament of time. And I'm actually very proud of it. I'm for rule of law, right? I am much.
This is a massive pivot.
Yeah, I'm not saying
I
the Declaration.
I gotta
is
head out. I appreciate y'all having me.
See you, Tom.
Y'all have a good one.
Take care, Tom. Thanks for hanging out.
Right, Tom? Fuck patriotism, right? Fuck patriotism. Get the fuck on out of here.
I'm not saying the Declaration
Damn.
of Independence is not important, but that's not what we were talking about.
We were. We were talking about.
We were
rights.
talking about the government and the rights afforded to you, not our independence. Like that's what that's why I was so confused. I was on the National Archives too, and I'm looking at the Constitution. I hit Control F. I'm like, this word is not coming up whatsoever. And you were talking about the Declaration of Independence. These are two totally separate things that aren't interchangeable.
Well, what I find interesting is that I'm right, which I tend to be. I don't say stupid shit, and then people are like, "Oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." And then when I show you literally on paper, you can't be like, "Oh, damn, I guess I was wrong."
So far, I've seen a typo.
Wait, I mean, this isn't even about right or wrong. If you were legitimately talking about the Declaration of Independence, that's a totally different conversation. We were talking about the Constitution.
Yeah, it's because
those are different.
I don't mean to be all uppity and all that craziness, because I feel strongly about this, and I know you can probably tell, but no, the Constitution does not have any force or effect of law without the Declaration of Independence. It is because the states declared, it's a proclamation or a declaration. They declared this thing to be so, and then they wrote a constitution. You know, the word constitution means a girding up, right? So that constitution is to support the independence of this nation. And this is why this document is the founding document. And I studied this stuff because I wanted to know why it is that I should support it if I am going to support it. Like, why should we be a society? Why should we honor any social doctrine at all? Right? Because we have major differences, right? And because of that, and my beliefs, like my personal beliefs, I want to make sure that everybody has the right to believe what they believe. If you have that right,
so why do you support?
Right, we can get along.
Why do you support neoliberal policies? Because that's definitely a doctrine that applies to America today, right? So if you study these things, you should know what that is.
Yeah, it's a very liberal doctrine. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it now?
John Locke.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would not have guessed that neoliberalism is a very liberal doctrine.
Yeah, John Locke, Montesquieu.
That's not neoliberalism. That's classical liberalism.
Hobbes, all
That's
these guys that came before. And
wait, I said neoliberalism, not classical
they're the
liberalism.
modern day philosophers that a lot of the right
dead, so they're not modern day. They're dead, so they're not contemporary, right?
No, they are contemporary.
You've described classical liberals. I'm asking you about neoliberals. What do you think about the neoliberals in U.S. office today? Neoliberalism.
So reference me some, please. What would be the new neoliberals?
I thought you said you studied this stuff.
I do, but I
what did you study?
I study the actual like documentation, like all these extra little.
So you went to a war museum and got a tour. Sounds like.
No, I actually study the documents, and then I also study some of the founders' philosophers that they.
But you didn't study like actual political science or anything like that. Just to be clear.
What, did I go to school for it? Fuck no. I'm not paying somebody when I can get the books for free online. No, fuck no.
So for all you know, you could be supporting something that today is a completely different ideology, but you're
what makes sense. Because
we could be following an entirely different ideology today that just acts like it supports that old thing, but doesn't really do it when you actually track things. That's my argument for neoliberalism.
what is explain to me what neoliberalism is. What is this extra
I-
thing that you throw on
I'm
liberalism?
I'm amazed that I have to. You came off like such a know-it-all. So why
No,
can't
well,
you
you explain it to me because clearly I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You just said that from
I
the
thought you
beginning.
researched that.
I didn't research
Man.
what you wanted me to research. No.
I've asked for the definition of neoliberalism multiple times, and I've gotten different definitions every time. So I'm
Okay.
interested to hear Cosmic Fox's definition here.
I'll look.
Oh, I'm not debating neoliberalism. I thought Bricky would have some thoughts on it because he would clearly know what it is since he's talking about supporting current day America based on ideologies that it allegedly has. But then he cites ideologies that actually are pretty classical by comparison.
I support the
Just
Constitution.
a real quick point. So, Ancom
Declaration.
Psycom in the chat says saying the Constitution would have no force of law without the Declaration is ridiculous. All the Declaration did was signal separation, starting a war. It was winning that war that gives the power. What say you, Block?
I would say that. Sorry, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Why?
Because.
Yeah.
All right. The Articles of Confederation were the actual first set of rules and laws.
Okay.
And guess
Yeah,
what?
but
They existed among the 13 colonies. They were the United States at that time, and that was the force of law. Was that? And then they changed it, and they became it became the Constitution as we know it now.
Before or after the Civil War?
What?
Was this all before or after the Civil War? I'm admitting I actually don't know the history.
The Civil War? What the fuck?
He said, was it before or after the Civil War? Why are you acting indignant? Like, what?
The Revolution? What the fuck are we going to the Civil War? It's like 80 years?
Okay.
Come on.
Before
Stop
or
it with
after?
the trying to do the gotchas.
It's
Stop
not.
it.
It just
It's not.
feels like,
Stop it.
it just
It
feels
was-
like
it was
you're
absolutely-
I
dodging.
genuinely
It
didn't
feels
know.
like you're dodging.
I genuinely didn't know.
The fucking Civil War.
Well, was it? Before?
tell
was, it
me.
was it after?
You tell me. I mean, you
You know the
tell me
history.
what
I
year-
don't.
I asked
I'm
you what
referring
year
to
it was.
He's not even
you.
American. He's not even American.
See, Brick, this is the difference between me being a know-it-all and you being a know-it-all.
Yeah, no,
When
I'm
someone
the
asks
same.
me a question about something that I'm knowledgeable
Never
about,
left
I can
the
give
States.
them more answers.
Never
You just
in my
get,
life left the
you-
States. Ever. I
but
won't.
Bricky, see, this is why I get to act like a know-it-all and you don't. When someone asks me more questions, I either say
ask.
I don't know or I give them an answer. I don't do this.
You're not
this
that
whole,
good
like,
of an actor.
oh my god, oh my god, how dare you ask me for more information about something as
This is
somebody who
fine,
doesn't know? Oh my god.
And it is in good faith because I'm saying you're in good faith because I'm acting out too. So we're both in good faith. I feel we're doing it.
That is a legitimate criticism, though. Like, if you're going to act like a know-it-all, you have to be able to answer people's questions.
No, I don't. I don't have to do a
Oh,
goddamn thing.
well, Ancom Psycom has come to defend their honor. Welcome, Ancom
Who-
Psycom.
who?
Going.
I'm guessing you're an ANCAP.
Anarcho-communist is what
He
the
doesn't know
name-
the difference, it
first
doesn't
half of the
matter.
name stands for. Oh, I'm sure he doesn't. That's okay. No. So yeah, I wanted to. Sorry, one sec. The damn cookie shit. All right. I'm assuming y'all can hear me fine. For
sure
thing.
can.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, no, I want to back up what I said. First of all, yes, you are correct. The Articles of Confederation were technically the very first constitutional document, which is to say a document that constitutes a government within what at the time was the 13 colonies, because they initially considered themselves to be a confederation of colonies that sought self-rule out from under the power of the monarchy and the British Parliament. During this time, they also issued a declaration of independence from the Crown and the British state generally. This started a war called the Revolutionary War. Note the Articles of Confederation existed prior to the starting of the Revolutionary War, though it was a kind of a big deal for a bunch of colonies to get together and say, hey, we're going to govern ourselves. The king was already not very happy with this being King George III. So yeah, that kind of already pissed him off and led to things like, oh, the Boston Massacre. So then we have the Revolutionary War, during which the colonists fight with the British using a fair amount of help from the French, which would come back to somewhat haunt them later with the French Revolution, but that's getting a little out of scope here. Anyways, ultimately, the colonists won the war. It was that winning of the war, it was that assertion of violence and power which allowed them to draft a constitution, creating their own government, their own state, and having a force of law after that. So yes, it was the winning of the war, the assertion of violence and dominance that gave the Constitution the force of law. And to suggest that the Declaration did anything but establish certain principles and reasons for the desire for separation from the crown is patently ridiculous. And I feel like I have laid out the reasons why here, but feel free to respond.
Yeah, well, before you do, Clay, Logic's tomfoolery wants you to check your DMs, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would respond with this, and correct me if I'm wrong. The United States, as a union, right? The idea of a United States would be a union. Together, they were individual states who collectively came together to draft up this declaration, signed it, sent it off. During that time, they also had militaries their own. They had citizens their own. They had judicial
inalienable rights or
branches
rights that
their
are,
own.
considered
they had
just
all
like
these,
like
essentially these branches of government, legislators, governors. They had the three branches already. Essentially, what they did was they disbanded any union with England or Britain or any king, and stated that these things would be so in the Declaration of Independence, that they would be declared independent little nations that are united. They're states, actually. They're called states. They're like nation states is actually the correct terminology if you look at the historical context of it. And by doing so, they already had established justice systems in place to essentially just be their own nation. And it just essentially, at that point in time, was a statement stating that we together will defend ourselves upon those declarations that were made. The Declaration of Independence, the things that they stated, we are now independent. And these are the reasons why. That in of itself is basically property rights, right? Now, as a union, right? These things could not be so if it was not signed. And that's what makes it really the crux of the matter, is the signatures, right? That's what makes it a legal document. If it did not have signatures, it could not be considered legal documentation. And we, as the United States, have always operated upon that basis.
Okay, I just want to shout out real quick to Skelts, who sent 5 Radical Coder gifted memberships. So congratulations to Jared B, Tom Fuller Show, Illogics, Andy, and Leah, who now have access to the best emotes on YouTube. And thank you,
I'm
Skelts,
jealous.
for your support.
Wait. Can I share my screen?
Oh.
I am not trying to derail. We just need to wait, what screen is it sharing? Is it sharing the wrong one?
You're
sharing your browser.
screen.
It's sharing.
Okay, what y'all see now?
Streamception.
I know, right?
Just us.
Is it frozen?
I still see. We just see. I see my stream.
It's not frozen, but yeah, it still shows
the
the
wrong window, I
YouTube
think.
stream.
I'm showing the wrong window. 1 second.
Yep. We were about to go into an inception there for a sec.
Yeah.
There was a considerable delay, though. It would have taken a minute.
I had what I was trying to show. It was completely frozen, so you shouldn't have seen movement at all.
Speaking of which, I've been actually learning the math behind fractals lately, and it is way more interesting than what most people think it is.
Oh no, it's super interesting. Like just the math behind the Julia sets and the Mandelbrot set is really freaking cool. The idea that you like iterate over a calculation complex space and then you see whether it it converges or diverges over
Or even
time, and then
repeats. Yeah.
yeah, and then determine and then when you look at all the colors, so like determining whether it converges or diverges is how you get the set itself, and then when you see all the various colors and the things, that's just has to do with how fast it diverges. It's really cool shit. Yeah,
That's actually where the zeros are.
It's well, yeah. So the black region is where the zero, or is where the points that converge, meaning they either stay near the center, or they don't like get far away, and then the colored regions usually end up on the outside, and that's the color is based on how quickly the point diverges away when you do this iterative sequence on them.
I'm still learning, so I don't think I can correct you, but I think I might be learning it through a bit of a different understanding, but that's okay.
Fair enough. If you haven't, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
3 Blue 1 Brown has a really good series
That's,
on this. So
that's who I've been watching for the most part. I actually started at a higher level than I should have, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna start from basics.
no, 3 Blue 1 Brown is
still
just
seeing us
like
illogic.
amazing.
No, but it's
stream again.
frozen. It's
Ready?
frozen.
Is this-
Right? I'm finna play something.
Yes,
Okay.
you are not currently playing the stream. Correct.
Right. So
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
we need.
yeah.
I just needed clarification because it was gonna bother me.
It is inalienable. Inalienable has to do with property rights.
I think Tom's right.
No.
Inalienable rights are rights that are like considered just like
Yeah.
like almost God given, like you
They're
just have them.
unalienable. I study this shit regularly on the daily. I have to know this stuff. I have to.
Sometimes
Otherwise,
you
I
can
will
be
get
wrong.
arrested and I will get convicted because I don't know the law anymore. No,
But if you can't recognize when you're wrong, then you can't ever improve.
I know and I'm right too.
The term unalienable, a mispronunciation of inalienable. So
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
What?
Unalienable and inalienable
Read
are
that from
the
the
same.
Constitution.
At least I can admit
No, you
I was
didn't read it from the
mispronouncing it.
Constitution. You didn't read it from the Constitution.
Am I really that
Oh
loud?
my
Holy
God.
shit.
You
So
are
I
pretty
just
loud.
needed to be clarification. He said Constitution. That's all I need to know.
No, hold on. What did I actually say?
The Constitution.
Just listen to what you
No,
said.
No, did I? What did I say?
Inalienable has to do with property rights.
Yes, and
But also
in
You
reference
said
to-
you didn't.
in
You,
ref-
you said, did you read that in the Constitution?
Did you read? I asked a question, didn't I?
Get the fuck out of here. All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, Ryan, I gotta go though. All right, I appreciate you for letting me up, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, anytime. Man.
You,
All right, y'all.
to be clear, you asked a loaded question.
Exactly, Ancom. Like it's
Yeah. You asked a question with an assumption baked in. You can't
Did you
just
read
claim
that in
you
the
asked a
Constitution?
question when there was more.
Oh man, that was fun. Dude is oh god, I never met a know-it-all to that extent, bro.
You asked a question with an assumption baked in. You can't just claim you asked a question when there was more to it.
Did you read that in the Constitution, Ancom?
God.
Did I read what in the Constitution
What you just
specifically?
said.
No, obviously I did not, because I'm capable of
All of a
thinking
sudden now I'm
beyond the
saying it's in
contents.
the Constitution. Oh,
Because he's trying to pretend like mentioning the Constitution wasn't part of his baked in answer to the question. He's trying to pretend like he wasn't referring to the Constitution. Like, did you read it in the Constitution? He was being sarcastic. Like, bro, you were talking about the Constitution.
I kind of jumped in immediately as soon as.
So he's trying to pretend like that's not what he was talking
Real quick, I
about,
just
which
gotta
is
stop you
fucking
guys for a second
stupid.
because I just want you all to know that my goal timer ends in 3
Like,
minutes and 40
nobody's this dumb.
seconds,
I've
and it
never
could be, any
met
co-host
anybody
will
that
let me
fucking
feedback goal.
arrogant. Like, that's
I don't know
crazy
what'll
as
happen
hell.
when that goal ends. I don't ever want to find out. I'm genuinely scared. I haven't even thought about what I'm gonna do when that goal hits 0 without being met. So I just don't want that to happen. I don't want any of us to have to go through that. So hopefully someone can support the stream and make sure that doesn't happen. But
I heard all of Umbreon's food just like magically vanishes.
that would be, he would hate that. I would hate that as well.
Hey,
Everybody,
to be fair,
listen.
Okay.
How long has Umbreon been eating?
Okay, so we're going
Like
to
3 months.
watch.
Listen up, viewers. If you want Ryan to be able to host more,
Oh, my camera.
five
Gotta get my camera
jackasses,
back on. Sorry.
give him money so that he can pay
I can see my ugly face.
for whatever this StreamYard bullshit
Yeah.
is.
Nah, Ryan, did you see the link?
So we're going to I want to go over this debate Destiny did last night with Unfuck America. It's pretty interesting seeing people debate in real life like that aren't content creators. It's pretty fucking interesting because it gives you a good gauge on the pulse of the average
Do you think most school
American.
shooters were white?
It gives you a pulse on the average American. So these are college students. I'm assuming most of them are. It doesn't guarantee because they're at Colorado State University in Fort Valley. So we're going to watch this debate and we're going to just see what the average American college student is thinking right now. I'm finna go get my drink and we're going to do this.
Do you think most school shooters were white men?
It's all part of the narrative, dude.
Yeah,
That's
the narrative.
It's
is you
all
not
part of the
answering my
narrative,
question.
and you
Yeah.
know it.
Go ahead, preach. We're in church
You
right
know
now.
it.
Go ahead.
They said that the guy that shot Charlie was a Republican.
Can you answer
he
me this?
wasn't.
If trans people are such effective assassins, why do we kick them all out of the military?
Looking at this one right here, I want to get this thing a gun.
Dude, get the out of here. Get this loser out of here. Are you serious? Why are you pointing out people in the audience and bullying people? Are you serious?
At the aftermath of this event, Charlie Kirk has almost become a martyr for the right. You think that the killing of conservatives and the fear of conservatives to be killed is going to turn down the temperature of their leaders, but I was just at the vigil and I'll tell you what, the temperature has only risen. So why do you think that the temperature is going to go down for leaders like Donald Trump that, I saw you at the plaza speaking about earlier, are clearly not turning down their rhetoric at all?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the rhetoric is going to turn down because I don't think Donald Trump has any desire to turn it down. I think the left has been disavowing violence and calling for a decrease in the rhetoric for like the past decade, and for some reason Republicans seem completely and utterly unwilling to do it. For everybody that's saying bullshit right now, I welcome you to go look at Joe Biden's Twitter to see what Kamala Harris has said, see what Barack Obama has said, and then you can go ahead and post me what Donald Trump has said in response to everything, which is just a call for more violence basically on the right.
So I understand what you were saying earlier. You were saying that the left doesn't have a need to disavow, like that should be on the conservatives. But I feel like
I think everybody should disavow, to be clear.
Everybody
Yeah.
should disavow. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm speaking with you.
That's great, but what about the president?
But what I'm getting at, it's not about the president. It's not about the leadership. It's about you promoting this violence, saying that conservatives need to be afraid of dying at events. That is what I take issue with.
It has nothing to do with conservatives.
See, I think that's the clip that got Destiny demonetized. Is they've been blasting this clip online of Destiny saying conservatives need to be scared of being shot at an event, and they're taking it out of context. They're trying to say like you should be fearful for your life, and he was not saying that. He was saying that just like you scared of the police, you scared of prison, you scared of your parents, you ain't scared of your boss, but you do have a sense of awareness of what could happen based on your behavior because of some repercussion. And he was saying that he feels that people on the right, especially the leadership, don't have a sense of like something can happen to me for what I'm saying out here. And he's just saying that there should be a healthy amount of I don't know what can happen to me in everybody. You should not be willfully, you shouldn't have any fear of what you say from people, whether it's the law that comes after you, which we don't have that issue here in America for the most part, unless you do something, of course, illegal, but from just upsetting people. Is it illegal for me to walk up to somebody and call them a racial slur? No, but if they knock me in my fucking head because I say it to them in their face, I can't be like, how dare you? What freedom of speech? What we can do is say what we want in America. Like, no, that's not how this works.
Violent conflict for political beliefs in the United States is not good for anybody. I feel like that here exists on the left. Nobody wants to see the violence. For some reason, it feels like the right feels like they're invincible and that they can go out and say the craziest things and invite like all of the conflict that Donald Trump is still pushing. You can say it. I mean, just look at what Donald Trump says. I invite somebody up here to tell me how Donald Trump has disavowed violence without blaming Biden or the left. When you come up here, no one's going to have anything to say because he hasn't done it. It's absolutely insane to me. So I don't know if the feeling is just that the right is inviting conflict. They don't think it's a big deal. I can't tell. I genuinely can't tell.
Faster back. Yep.
I mean, I think the temperature that I'm gathering, and while, as a conservative, I don't follow the demagogues on the right.
You don't follow the leader of your party, the political party?
They're not my party. I'm a conservative, but I'm also registered as an independent. And the thing that I kind of want to, the thing that I want to ask you is, you need to make a statement very firmly condemning violence. And when you say things and you go on Piers Morgan and you continually say that the right needs to disavow, so do you. All of us need to. That's the point of this tour.
We've been disavowing for 10 years. The right refuses to do it.
It's not about, my question is not about left versus right. My question is about your recent remarks. That's all.
It's just so crazy. I don't understand. What is it like? Because Destiny's damn near like the only person is like, first of all, he's not even disavowing it. He's just saying he wants the president to do it too. So everybody like, Destiny, why won't you disavow it? It's like, first of all, he has disavowed political violence. Second of all, why are you coming to this man and this man only to worry about his take on what's happening and not the fucking president of the United States?
I'm trying to get at.
If you don't even care what the president has to say on violence, why do you care what I have to say? I'm not even part of your political movement.
I do not care.
There's an unserious question.
I also
if you don't
care.
Why do you care what I say?
I also care what the president says. My point is that I'm
you
not.
guys should ask him to turn it down.
I also think, Destiny, that you have a role in doing this because you represent.
You're dead wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
You don't think so when you have such a big platform.
Not
You're the
big as
biggest voice
President of
here.
the United States, not as big as J.D. Vance, not as big as Nancy Mace, not as big as all these lawmakers, cabinet members, presidents, vice presidents, podcasters, alternative media guys on the right, everybody from the Daily Wire, Steve Bannon and his show. All of these guys are saying the left is the enemy. The radical left Democrats are one of the causes. They had a whole conspiracy led out about who the shooter was before they even knew who anything about him at all.
Destiny.
So I'm sorry, like the idea that you're up here saying like, well, your rhetoric is responsible is a joke.
I don't believe that your rhetoric is responsible at all. I'm saying that the promotion of this continual rhetoric will only feed into the right. This is only feeding into the people that you are saying need to disavow violence.
Feed in, let's I want everybody in this country to disavow violence. How does that feed into the right?
I was at the rally.
No. Can you explain? When I say I want everybody in this country to be able to disavow violence, how does that feed into the right?
When you say that conservatives need to be afraid of dying at events to turn down the temperature.
I said that everybody should have a healthy fear of political violence. We shouldn't want it to happen.
So then say everybody. You should have said that.
We've said this for over a decade. But
he kept getting clipped. The context of that was including everybody. He was saying the conservatives seems like they don't have a sense of that. But the full clip, he was addressing everybody. He was saying everybody should.
You guys don't hear it.
Then
you're not connected to reality.
I'm not connected to reality.
You're not connected to reality.
Master bet.
How many BLM rioters did Joe Biden pardon? Exactly. How many J6ers did Donald Trump pardon? What kind of a message is it sending to your base to say that you can commit violence on my behalf to install me as a leader, and if you get caught, I'll pardon you?
There's a lot of implicit assumptions that you're making. You're assuming that I support January 6th. You're assuming that
It's not about you assuming that you support it. It's about the fact that y'all. It's not even that you support January 6th. You're up there chastising Destiny to disavow violence as if the left has not been doing that. Meanwhile, there's only one president that pardoned people in the sake of violence happening for a cause that they believe in. Joe Biden didn't pardon BLM rioters. So
I support. Yeah, but you're generalizing me as a part of the Republican right. When I'm standing here, I'm standing here with a club, and we are trying to promote dialogue here. That's all I'm concerned about, and all I'm asking you is that as a conservative, where I have faced this fear for years, where I've also dealt with threats of violence. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing.
They say that like other people don't deal with threats of violence. Ilhan, I believe they say Ilhan Omar gets the most threat than any like politician. Like I don't know about ever, but now probably for sure. They say she gets death threats all the time.
It's because I also don't stand with the demagogues that are calling for violence against the left as well.
That's fine, but so if you say that violence is the thing that worries you, if I were to go through your Twitter account, is there a single tweet of yours criticizing the president for his rhetoric?
I don't use Twitter. I don't engage.
Fair, but I wish there was a better way he could get an answer from something like that. If you don't use Twitter, do you use Facebook? Do you use Instagram? Do you use Snapchat? you're in college, you use some type of social media. You may not use Twitter, but whatever you use, did you say anything about it, man?
Engage in online rhetoric, because I think that's
like, all right, because it's kind of like, all right, you can say you don't use Twitter, which may be true. You know, Twitter probably, I don't know if college students are hopping on Twitter like that, maybe. But the point is, do you have this energy for what's happened prior?
President, for his rhetoric.
I don't use Twitter. I don't engage in online rhetoric because I think that it's pointless.
You don't engage in online rhetoric because it's pointless. Is it? If online rhetoric is pointless, why are you up here talking to Destiny about what he says online? Come on, bro.
This is not an unserious question whatsoever. I don't need to use Twitter to be engaged with politics when I'm part of large political organizations on campus. I'm engaging with my enemies in person, not on the screen. That's what matters.
Thank you for being here. Good luck.
Yeah.
Just a quick note.
You gotta look standoffish to do.
If you're not asking a question, you can't be in the aisles. We need them clear for like ADA something. Safety.
Believe me, it's great to meet Destiny.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, you need both mics, okay? Okay.
I need both mics. It's a technical issue. Yes. Real question here. Sorry, I hate you with the Trump. Believe me, Destiny, you're not the master debater. You never have been. Quite frankly.
Okay, hold on. We need a question.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask a question. Serious question with the name of your movement. It was the first thing that I saw. I knew nothing about your movement. I watched you on my TV earlier this week. I thought what you said was pretty intellectual, and I enjoyed what you said. Why unfuck America? Because my semantic question is, how do you unfuck something? Once you have thoroughly done the deed. No, seriously. Once you have done the deed, it's like the Virgin Mary is no longer a virgin after that point. That's just, I just don't know what's your point with that.
Well, you're gonna have to ask the people in charge of branding. It's not my name, so I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
That's fine.
One last question, and then we gotta move on.
Do you agree with that sentiment then? Unfuck America. Could you explain what that means to you? Because with Charlie Kirk and Turning Point, he said, we're going to make a turning point in culture for youth. For you, what does unfuck America mean in your words?
For me,
I like that question.
Me personally, I think that right now we are living in, it's already been demonstrated, completely and totally separate realities at this point, to where we can't even agree on what's happened on either side. And if we have an inability to connect on even basic facts, I don't know how we have any conversation to move literally any aspect of the country forward. So for me, I wish that there was better reporting. I wish that conservatives, weren't so complicit with Donald Trump lying about literally every single thing that comes out of his mouth. I wish that, a lot of the media environment needs to be fixed, especially on the conservative side.
How do you unfuck something? Because my feeling as an American is like, we are in this position, right or left. We have fucked the country. How do we unfuck it besides a culture war? And I don't know if you know Curtis Yarvin. He's an obscure figure on the right, and he says there is no winning a culture war. And even being here, I applaud the debate, but how do we win a culture war like this, where it's constantly, like you said, we can't even agree on the same facts? So where do you see this going? How do you unfuck something?
There's a role for tons of different people involved. It might be advocating for a politician you believe in at some local level, state level, federal level. It might be a guy who makes video essays. It might be people that run political clubs on campuses. But at some point, people in America are going to have to make better decisions, and decisions with more integrity about what it means to be involved in politics. That it's more than just a hobby or a game, or that it's more than just sniping headlines, or that it's more than just telling whatever lies the most convenient on your side. But absent people willing to do that, I guess we just continue to go in the direction we're going.
Can I keep talking?
We got to move on. You can line back up, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Best of luck.
Yeah.
I wanted to commend you for doing this. Just getting up in front of people and talking instead of violence is exactly what we need and exactly what both sides should be doing. My question was about something you said earlier this week on the Piers Morgan show. You said, if you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for a second term. Why would you say that, and what did you mean by that?
Because I think Donald Trump is constantly using the most violent and the most extreme rhetoric possible. I don't understand how you can continually support somebody who, laughs about people dying in boats in Venezuela, who laughs about bombing Iran, even though we're supposed to be the country of no new wars. A guy who, at every opportunity he has to take a different path, he continues to make statements basically encouraging violence on Fox and friends, they asked him twice if he would disavow violence, and he can't do it without blaming the left or talking about Joe Biden, who makes jokes about invading other countries, who calls all Democrats radical leftist lunatics, who plays games with FEMA, who won't, even have the basic decency to call Tim Walz and give them some condolences over the assassinated Minnesota senators. I mean, like, when you're voting for this over and over again, and you think it's like epic and based and hilarious, and then the political violence in this country has been ramping up over the past 5 years, and nobody is paying attention to it because
I would agree that I think it probably it doesn't sound good. Like, it doesn't sound good to say, like, if you didn't want Charlie Kirk, if you wanted Charlie Kirk a lot, I forgot the exact verbiage, but basically Charlie Kirk wouldn't have died if you didn't elect Donald Trump. Something along those lines. I don't know. That's not what he said, but it's not to say, like, vote for who I want, then Charlie would be alive. It's the fact that since Trump has stepped into politics, he's been upping the ante on rhetoric that's just inflammatory. It's nonstop with him. It's just like every year he's been ramping it up. Like, from the two-way people can handle Hillary, birtherism. It's just a lot of stuff that he's done. And people voted for him one time because we didn't really know what to expect. I didn't vote for him, but we didn't know what to expect. I kind of didn't care about that election. And then we see what happens, and it's like, all right, bro is a goofy. They got him out. We got him out in large numbers. The biggest you've ever seen, the biggest margins. Nobody has won by a bigger margin than Joe Biden, the most Democratic votes ever in the presidential election. And then everybody feel away, and they vote him back in, forgetting how much of a piece of shit he was in his first term, and feeling like they had more money because he didn't do anything and rolled off Obama's coattails. He didn't do anything for the economy to make you have more money. So it's just like, I just think that uninformed voters we need to have more informed voters, bro. That's what it comes down to.
Time it happens on the right, on the conservative side, you guys memory hole it and you meme it away, and then you come back to hope the next one is about a left-leaning person, and then we'll talk about that, and then here we are. So, how about the Buffalo shooter that had a 180-page manifesto on the Great Replacement theory? Yeah, you don't even remember about this. How about that?
Yeah, it's like nothing to say about shit like that. Like, you got people that's like, it's not to say that people on the left don't get radicalized. Obviously they do. But, like, y'all just don't even care about people that's radicalized on your side. The left will admit that this shit happens on their side, but the fact of the matter is it happens less often. It's not that it does not happen. It's the fact that it's not as prevalent as right-wing political violence. That's what it comes down to. And we will never try to run cover for the people on the left to do it. Why are y'all so quick to dismiss it when it happens on your side? Like, he's asking a dude about the Buffalo shooter. He doesn't even know about that shit. Y'all keep lying about the ones that killed Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot the other one and had a hit list of Democrats. Y'all forget, y'all don't give a fuck. Ben Shapiro's house. Y'all probably lie and say that's somebody on the right. The person that tried to take out Trump, he was a Republican. There's no proof of him being left-leaning. Y'all try to act like he wasn't. It's just like, come on now. One of us is willing to accept our bad batch and the other isn't, bro.
How about the two people that were killed in Minnesota recently by, it wasn't by a leftist. It wasn't absolutely.
It was a leftist. There you go. Like, the person that killed Melissa Hortman was not a leftist. He had a hit list of Democrats. How is that a leftist? That makes no sense.
The guy told his whole family to register vote for Trump.
Yes. His roommate said he was a staunch Trump supporter.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a school shooting that just happened in Colorado. The whole January 6th event from start to finish. All of those convictions were all pardoned by Trump.
That's just going to encourage that.
Sorry, what?
It's going to encourage it if you just keep talking to the crowd.
That's true.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we're here for.
You mentioned the Buffalo shooter. There are such a minuscule fraction of centrists and right-wing people that are going to support somebody like that. That is, some of those things are on the left.
Well, nobody should Nobody should support anybody that's committing violence politically. So why is he saying that there's only a few centrists that would support? Nobody should support any form of political violence where it's not uncalled for. You know what I'm saying?
But some of them are also on the right.
For those that just want to not understand, I think that any rational person can agree that political violence may be warranted at a point. That's why the Civil War happened. There is a point where it's necessary. And we're not there. So
not everybody. Neither radical is good. But when you go on a show like that and you say, all right, one of the major there were two candidates. You elected one, and because of that, Charlie Kirk was shot. You should have elected my candidate. That is exactly what it sounds like you're saying.
You have to elect my candidate. There are other people
I don't
in the
agree with
primary as well.
everything Donald Trump says. I don't agree with a lot of what he says or what he does. He should disavow violence. He should do a lot of these things. But going on there and saying, okay, you voted, half of the country voted for this. You are the reason Charlie died. You should have not voted for this side of the party. That's exactly what it sounds like on national television.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird. They don't want a solution. And that's the biggest problem with Trump. It's like, bro, I'm not saying that if he says it, everybody will listen, but it sends a huge signal, especially when you consider MAGA and the cult-like behavior. If the president at the top says, you guys, everybody needs to tone down the rhetoric. We don't need anybody dying over how they feel about their politics and expressing it publicly. Nobody, no matter what it is, no matter what side they come from, nobody should be willing to kill people for what they say, period. If the president did that, that leaves so little room for MAGA to go against the grain. And if they did, the real staunch MAGA, the ones that get the base of the joint versus the ones that get the tip, the ones that set the base of the Cheeto, they gonna smack the ones at the tip in line and be like, hey, we calming down. I'm down here at the base. He said, cool it with the rhetoric, bro. You at the tip. You ain't made your way down here. You ain't made your way. It's about 4 centimeters. You ain't here. You ain't made it. So if that's what happened, then I think it'll help. It will help. I'm not saying it'll be a 180, but it'll help.
I mean, I'm sorry if that's offensive, but at some point when we grow up, we have to realize that politics isn't just a game. It's offensive. You're offended. You're upset about it, and you should be. But when you vote for people, you're voting for very real things to happen. People getting deported from the country isn't a joke. Doing terrorists that are destroying parts of our economy isn't a joke. Yeah, I mean, clap away for it, dipshit. I mean, that's on you. I mean, even you guys as fucking fiancés are getting deported, and you guys are, laughing at people going on about it. It's absolutely insane. So, but I mean, as long as you're willing to clap and laugh and joke about it, that's fine. But don't be surprised, like when other crazy stuff continues to happen in the country. Like it's the direction that you're pushing things. So.
Hold these both?
I'm gonna hold them.
Okay. Sorry, 1 sec. Little stage right, and we'll get them out.
Just come a little bit more forward. We'll just scooch the line up.
So real quick, I just wanted to ask, this is kind of the same thing as the last one, so I'll try to be brief, but I saw some comments from you saying that, in regards to, events like the Charlie Kirk shooting, that conservatives should be afraid to go to such events. Just going to say,
just because this quote,
please don't interrupt me, good sir.
You can talk as much as you want, okay? The full quote, listen to what I'm saying. Are we here to talk, or are you here to just fucking me? If you're going to misquote me, I'm going to correct you, right? I think, thank you, yes. Let me speak, thank you. What I'm saying is that
I'm gonna get
everybody,
I promise.
Sir, I don't make 30-second videos. I'm not listening to Jesse Waters, okay? Can we have, can I have my one-on-one conversation? Shut the fuck up! Can I have my one-on-one conversation, please?
I know it's difficult with people yelling, but he shouldn't respond to the people in the crowd because it's just going to make them keep talking. Because like that dude said, if he talks to people in the crowd, they're going to keep responding back and forth. But I get the frustration.
Let me have my one-on-one conversation, okay? What I said was...
Hold on.
Hey, I want the speaker. I want to honor his time. So I need you guys to just, if you want to talk to Steven, just come up in the line, okay? I want to honor the speaker's time.
All I'm saying is that everybody should be afraid of political violence. It's not good. Nobody should cheer it on you.
I'm sorry, I was speaking, It must have been hard to tell because you were talking. But now... All right, settle down. I'm not that funny. Now, in regard to those comments which I just mentioned, I guess first, how is that unfucking America? Second, that seems like a horrible thing to say. And third, was it worth getting fired from Twitch?
I don't know if dude knew that was a troll or he believed it. Damn. He probably believed it because of the sarcasm he was just doing. He probably really think Destiny just got banned on Twitch. Damn. Damn, bro. Look, this is where we at now, where people believe what they see on the internet with no questions asked. And it's not something that's hard to figure out. It's just not something that's hard to figure out. Damn. Damn. What's good, J Mac? As a gullible bitch, I can't. But Roshan, I don't know how entrenched you are in like the politics or even the gaming community on Twitch and shit like that. But if you watch Destiny enough, you don't have to faithfully, but it's pretty common knowledge if you not knowing his name solely, but if you kept up with his content at any point in the past like 5 years, you know Destiny been banned on Twitch. And it's just like when he did it, I was like, this is funny. And it got on fucking Fox News, the same news station that got sued for the biggest defamation lawsuit ever. Fox News reported that Destiny got fired because of what he was saying on Twitch when Destiny trolled them. Yeah, if you don't know, then I don't expect you to know. I don't know this dude's background either, but it's just crazy. So, it's just like, it baffles me that Fox News even exists. Yes, it got on Fox News. It got on Fox News. If I find it, I will put it in a Discord and tag you, Roshan. It got on Fox News. They was talking about what Destiny said. And it was like, well, now you're out of a job. And it's because Destiny himself posted the troll, not other people just not being informed. Destiny was like, I'm finna troll these motherfuckers. And he posted his old Twitch ban from 2022. It was like, oh, God, I thought we had free speech. I just got banned. And then Fox News picks it up and reports on it as if he actually got banned on Twitch. And that's fucking pathetic. You know what I'm saying? J-Mac, I don't know what you mean by sus. It depends. I mean, I fully understand people that don't care for Destiny. He's abrasive and crass as fuck. He's abrasive and crass as fuck. One of the best debaters on the left. But I personally, part of Destiny's appeal is the crassness. And if it vibe with some people, it don't vibe with some others. So it is, it is what it is. But I just found this interesting because I am a part of Unfuck America, and these debates with the college kids is the same thing Charlie Kirk was doing. I would rather see more honest actors engage in these. Fox News hosts are dopey and ignorant as fuck. I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah. It's the thing is, you'll be surprised, but it's kind of like, why am I surprised? It's Fox. But it's kind of like you would think they would have a little bit more integrity, especially after being sued for lying. You would think they'll have a little bit more integrity, but no. We see something, let's run with it.
Was it worth getting fired from Twitch?
So my Twitch ban was 3 years ago. You're the dipshits who fell for that because you couldn't bother to fact check anything, like you don't do with any conservative media. Ironically enough, the thing I was banned from Twitch for had to do with attacking trans people, so, double irony there. For your other two questions, I never made that quote, so I have nothing to respond to. So what's the next person?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah?
Then what about the lawsuit right now for showing some girl's nudes to someone that you're
Listen,
in?
anybody can file a civil lawsuit for any reason. What about the lawsuit where your president was held civilly liable for raping a woman? Seems like you don't care much about lawsuits, so... Well, do the next one. I thought it's one question, right? I don't need this guy.
It's just crazy that people want to hold Destiny to a standard they don't hold the president to, and he's a fucking streamer. It's just like, oh man, it's so fucking frustrating, bro. I wonder if these college kids are even taking debate courses. Like, I'm actually sick of people saying they're debating, but they don't understand the process. Yes, Roshan, that's a common mistake, especially in college. I personally, if this was happening in my college when I was in college, I probably could see myself trying to walk up and defend something that I believe without having the prowess to do so. And I don't blame them, but if people like us, we understand that debate is a skill. You can't just go into trying to debate people with how you feel about something and feel strongly about it and think you can argue it in a way that other people would agree with you or understand what you're saying. Facts. Yeah, PTJ, I did a whole video on Pearl. Pearl had that girl on her show and she rolled on Pearl too. That girl at Cambridge knew her shit. I think she actually does debate at Cambridge. Her name is Tilly. If you look, she debated. She talked to Pearl. She rolled on Pearl too. Debate isn't just like I feel strongly, so I'm gonna win. You gotta debate is about rhetoric. It's about appealing to emotion. It's about appealing to logic. It's about knowing the information. It's about reading a room. You know what I'm saying? It's about knowing the arguments of the other person or the other side, not the person necessarily. You got to know the arguments on the other side. You can't just go into debating like I know information and I feel strongly. That's not going to carry you through a debate. And I'm not, and this isn't even a knock on the college kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know that. But for the people that watches it, Roshan, like you said, like, people think that, like, I know something so I can go debate. I'm learning as I'm trying to, I want to get a bit better at debating. And for me, this is all a process. That's why I consume a lot of debate content, because I want to learn this craft.
The next one. Next question. Go.
Next question.
Nah, go for it.
That too, J-Mac. A lot of these people are probably going to say the same shit over and over behind each other. So far, almost everybody has been like, why aren't you disavowing the Charlie Kirk? And he has. It's just weird.
I voted for him. I do. Hi, Destiny. Thank you for seeing me. I appreciate it. And this has got to be pretty surreal after what's happened. But my one question to you is actually evolving around what you did say on your platform. And my question is, when you said that conservatives should be afraid, what was your intended message behind that? Because when I watched you, hold up, wait 1 second, please. Because when I watched you say that, the way that you said that doesn't seem like a good message to spread to anybody.
Sure. So where did you see me say that at?
It was online. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Twitch or whatever.
Definitely wasn't
exactly.
my stream. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I saw it.
No, that's fine. But this is part
of. Said it wasn't his stream, meaning you saw if you watched his stream, you saw all of it. If you saw a clip, you saw the parts that they wanted you to see.
So why did you say conservatives should be afraid? I saw the full context. It wasn't snipped. You said that word for word.
Why do you
see? Those are two different things. I saw the full context. It wasn't snipped. I saw that word for word. I saw what word for word means. I saw that clip word for word. Yes, you heard those words. He said it wasn't out of context. So what did he say before that part? The same way I'm defending Destiny about the context of that, I defended that Republican Utah governor where people clipped him out of context, and it was like when he said, if y'all don't know, the Republican governor was going viral for saying, after 33 hours, I was just hoping it wasn't one of ours. I was hoping it'd be somebody from another country. They clipped him so out of context. You know why? Because I watched his entire speech from when he got on that podium and when he left. And he was talking about the process to finding the shooter of Charlie Kirk. He was talking about, and then that part of the conversation led to him saying, throughout this whole search, the whole time, I'm like, I'm hoping this wasn't somebody that was from Utah because, Utahns, we don't do things like this. And, in the past 33 hours, I was like, man, I hope they're not one of us. I hope they're not one of us. I was hoping it may be somebody that drove down from another state or it was somebody from another country, but sadly, it was one of us. I don't know if he said that, but basically he said, sadly, it's somebody from Utah. And people took that as to him saying, like, sadly, it was a Republican, or sadly, it was a white person, or sadly, he wasn't brown. No, he was saying he was upset that it was somebody from Utah. And the full context of what he talked about, you would understand that. But he got clipped out of context. And people will be like, oh, you running cover for Destiny? No, because I saw what Destiny said for the entirety of what he was saying. The same way I listened to that Utah governor say that he just was hoping it wasn't somebody from Utah, and people tried to say he was trying to insinuate he was hoping it was a brown person, and that's not what was happening. Like, yes, you can think you have the full context from watching something for 30 seconds or 40 seconds, but if there's a conversation that preceded it, it might change what they said looks like. And on top of that, a lot of people was like, I didn't even know he said from another state. They just heard the another country part and thought he was being racist. So it's crazy. Like, just be careful out here what you run with, y'all.
I think I said it.
I want to ask you. That's why I'm here.
No, I'm asking you. I want a good faith.
Oh, J-Mac, the dude on Fox News, he was saying, if I gave the best interpretation, if I was to be to steel man what he was trying to say, he was trying to say kill violent homeless people like dude on the train. That's the best interpretation. But regardless, he said, yeah, just give him what he say, involuntary euthanasia or some shit like that. I think he said. But they were talking about homeless people. So, but did he even have to fucking answer for saying that? Did he ever get questioned about what he meant on that afterwards?
It's your thought. I want to know what you meant, Destiny. You made the statement, not I. I'm asking for clarity. So tell me.
He's trying to sound like a victim. Yeah, lethal injection. He's trying to sound like a victim. What you said. The reason Destiny is prying at him to tell him what he saw and what he thinks of what he saw is because he wants to know how you consumed it, meaning you saw the clip and you ran with how it felt. So, Skelts, what's good? You came over from Ryan. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. So, yeah, he's trying to pretend like I'm asking you. I want to know. No, you decided how you felt about the situation already. So Destiny wants you to explain what you felt and what you saw. So he can then tell you, like, you see what happens when you consume a portion of my content because people are trying to make me look bad.
Okay. For a side that can have endless interpretation and charity for every single
Why
instance,
can't you tell me
I'm
what
trying to
you're
answer your
meaning?
question, but it's a deeply unserious question given the endless
That's a
amount of
very
charity you
serious
have
question,
for every
Destiny.
unbelievably insane statement that was said on your side from literally every single conservative thing I've seen talk. So what I meant was,
you don't know what side I am on, Destiny. I'm asking you a genuine question
Can I answer?
for a conversation.
Can I answer
Will you
the question?
answer it then?
Yeah, I'm answering it right now, but you're talking. You must not have heard me because you were speaking at the same time.
Please, tell me.
So the answer is that everybody in this country should be afraid of political violence. It's not good when we start killing each other because of politics. That's a really bad thing. And it feels like right now, the conservative side isn't asking anybody on their side to tone it down. So it seems like they're not worried about political violence. That's the issue. You guys have all this energy for everybody on the left about disavowing political violence, and you have nothing to say to your leader, to the leader of your party.
What? You didn't answer my question. What was your intended meaning behind it? No, you said everybody should. What was your intention behind it? Why did you say it?
It's fine that he wants to ask why, but he came up hostile. He felt how he felt entirely already, and Destiny was prying to get to understand if he fully understood what he saw. He came up with a preconceived notion about how he felt about what he saw, but Destiny wanted him to explain if he saw everything or just the clip. He wanted to showcase this is what happens when you just show people clipped out of context.
The intention is that people need to read. Do you think most school shooters were white men? It's all.
Oh my god. Y'all, where was my finger at? What was the time? Bro, my finger hit that shit.
This
Oh,
quote,
please don't interrupt me, good sir.
You can talk as much. Like right.
Okay.
See, Jimmy Kimmel. The intention is that people need to realize that political violence doesn't look good for anybody in this country. People need to have that understanding. People need to have that awareness. People need to be afraid that like a civil war is not a fun thing. People killing each other.
That's not how you said it.
Why are you asking me for my thoughts? Why don't you just fill in the blanks then? Go ahead.
Yeah, see, like he's explaining what he said, and now he's like, "That's not how you said it. It's because you watched the clip. You didn't watch the whole piece of the content." He asked Destiny to explain what he meant. Destiny is explaining what he meant, and then he's saying, "That's not how you said it. And it's because you only watched 20 seconds." That's crazy. Like these people don't care about the truth of a matter. They just want to validate how they feel about shit. That shit is so annoying.
Right now, yeah. You go ahead and post it yourself.
And he walks off. He don't care about the truth. He don't care. He just wants to. He wants to live in what he feels already. And it's so many. And on the left and the right, it's so many people that do shit like that, and that shit is annoying as fuck.
Deeply unserious.
Right. He came up there mad as fuck. He didn't get his feelings validated, so he walked off.
Hi, I was just wondering what you would think about how if John Lennon was alive, and think about what just happened and the fact that we're not doing anything to respect his legacy and the fact that we're freaking pissing on his grave.
Wait, John Lennon?
Yes.
I'm gonna
He
be
was an
honest.
activist.
Well, I hated the Beatles. I don't have anything good to say. I'm sorry.
You said I hate the Beatles?
I don't have a strong opinion about John Lennon. I'm sorry.
I feel like Kyla telling her like, I feel like Kyla doing her psychology talk with her. She probably knows Shorty not well. Oh.
Thank you. I'm gonna let it. Yeah.
I can't hold it.
It's just.
No, they did, J-Mac.
I like to,
Yeah.
So what is your name exactly? Who are you?
Stephen Bonnell.
Okay, so I understand you're trying to get your 50 minutes of fame, but it's fucking disrespectful.
It's 15 years, but go ahead.
Okay. Before I ask you fucking questions, I want to understand what kind of person you are. How many genders are there?
However many you want there to be.
How many? Oh, how many are there?
Well, I thought it was male and female, but apparently after today it's male, female, and snowflake, so I guess I'd go with 3.
I bet you have really high estrogen levels, don't you?
I don't know why you want to fuck me. Wait, do you have a question or Jesus Christ?
Doesn't he say why you want to fuck me? Damn.
You guys think about trans people more than the people that Jesus.
You got a question for real? I'm gonna take it if you don't.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Sure. Why?
Okay. Thank you.
Whoa! She sounds silent.
Yeah, Kyla know he on dirt. Kyla's like, this is stupid. She said, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, dude up there trolling. He got a picture of Charlie Kirk. He got Charlie Kirk's shirt on that he was wearing.
Me.
Scout say one.
That's what y'all do. Y'all silence people so they can't. Just ripping them.
Bro, nobody is fucking silencing you. You're not up there to have a conversation. You're wasting everybody's time. Like, if you want to troll Destiny, do that shit on the internet or whatever.
True.
Who's silencing? Jimmy Kimmel just got kicked off ABC because. I'll cheer for it.
One more question.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say.
No,
Charlie Kirk's life fucking mattered.
Who said Charlie Kirk life didn't matter? Really, we really need mental health services widely available and at low cost, at no cost, man. Like, if we want a better world, that shit need to be at no cost. Like, it needs to be at no cost. Like, it's more jobs. Oh man, it's more jobs and more healthy people if they could get mental health help for no cost. Oh, I don't mind. Because it's real. Excuse me. It's so real. I would take that trade-off for people to be mentally stable.
Charlie Kirk's fucking life mattered.
I'm sorry. Can I just request for this question, just no heckling, because I just want to have like a real conversation here. Like, I'm not here to attack anyone or.
That's true, Scales. Like, bottom up. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like of course, just like just, with EBT and shit, like, and Medicaid and shit. You know, like the people that need it the most and can't afford it, definitely. And to be fair, I mean, it sounds fucked up, but even if it's of not as good quality as paying for it, it's something. It's starting somewhere. You don't want people that's quacks. You know what I'm saying? But you should be, I would say, that sound fucked up. Like, I ain't gonna say like fresh out of college, but it's just, it should be like something that's credible, but not is the same as what you would pay for. I don't know how you would monetize or scale that or whatever, because I'm not in the field, but it should be a way to, just like student teaching, you know, like the ones that's still learning and taking it serious and doing well. And you have to at least meet a certain standard to help people for free services while you're in school. That may be a thing. Shit, hell, I don't even know. Maybe that's a thing. Just like the student teaching and nurse practitioners and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is, yeah.
They say I'm right or anyone's wrong. I'm trying to just bring about a constructive dialogue. I want to abandon this partisan bullshit that is making people homicidal towards each other. We're not heading into good directions we see here. People are angry. People are pissed.
Wait, Roshan, you were saying what man would not agree that man mattered? What man?
I saw what happened last week. It was horrifying. I couldn't believe it. And I saw everyone mocking his death, pissing on his grave, and that was horrible. And then I saw everyone on the right getting even more pissed off and radicalized and angry and hurling slurs at each other, saying horrible things back and forth. And I've never seen anything like that in my life. And how do we just have formed that peaceful dialogue?
Yeah, if they super pro-black, yeah. I'm not, I ain't that level of pro-black. I don't think that, I don't feel that way just because you white or you not, like, you don't agree with me, you don't matter. You know, I don't want that to happen to nobody. I know it's super pro-black people that, like, whatever. I mean, I'm kind of like, and of course I'm indifferent, but I ain't happy. Because the fact, especially because this is in my field, like, I could have been at that event. The person that was talking to him when it happened was just on my stream 3 weeks ago, a part of Unfuck America's, telling me he was going to debate Charlie on the very subject he was debating him on when it happened. So it's just kind of like, it's kind of scary to think that you can have an opinion and get killed. So it's fucked up. It's just fucked up. That's scary. It's a scary thought, man. Like, and I know the shit Charlie was saying was pretty egregious to a lot of people. So it's just, what's good, Star Fox? It's scary thinking that I plan to be in these settings and shit like that happen. So it may be different for me than people that's not involved in politics, but it's kind of scary just to think that that's something that could happen to somebody.
How do we get through this, bro? Because we're on the verge of a civil war. I wouldn't have come here otherwise. I'm fucking scared. I came here all the way from Florida. I want to get through this.
I mean, nobody likes cancer, but I mean, like, the right has to be willing to take accountability for things and to, like,
I agree.
disavow
We all have
violence
to
in society.
condemn all political violence across the
Damn, Scouts, 30K is crazy. I did not know it would get that high.
spectrum.
We've been doing that. The left's been doing that for the past decade.
We all have to. Everyone.
It's not, you can't. It's the both.
No, Roshan, yeah, that's a fact. Like, that's what I'm saying, like, me. Because I get, like, boomers to even Gen X is kind of like, they got different experiences that I can understand. I'm just not there. I'm not at that point. But I do get boomers and Gen X's feelings being different.
Sides thing just doesn't work anymore. It's like a boat rowing with one paddle. Like, the left can row harder and harder, but we're still going to go around in circles until the right is willing to actually come out and say, hey, everybody, including us, everybody needs to tone it down. I'm not even saying that to say for themselves personally. Like, everybody has to do it. Donald Trump cannot condemn violence in this country without also talking about the radical left and Joe Biden. He can't do it.
Agreed, and I wish he would stop that rhetoric. Even though I understand that, and there's a lot of left-wing radicalism and right-wing radicalism. I see it online, and the truth is, I think that there's like a lot of left and right-wing fringes, right, that are comprised of like minors and shit. And I think they just get like really like radicalized, and they see the other fringes, right? They see the other side.
That's the end and the beginning of the two, J-Mac?
And they like radicalize each other, and they start believing that like everyone on the right of their spectrum is like that, and you start getting these like radicalized kids doing this shit like we just saw last week, like murdering Charlie Kirk, bro. I think it's a real conversation that needs to be had. I just want to.
Yeah, but the problem.
Yeah, Roshan, what opened my eyes was seeing the amount of people that actually fucking millennials. So if millennials was fucking with Charlie Kirk, I can only imagine how much older people liked him, and my eyes got open to what happened to Charlie Kirk, and there's like the white people you had tolerated in your life. Like, they like, oh no, like, they heartbroken, and it's like, do you know what he said about black people? And if the answer is yes, if you know, that shit ain't bother you, like, you ain't care, man, it is. That shit rough. I been dealing with shit like that, seeing white people you associate with not giving a fuck about the shit he said about black people. And then not only do you not care, then you try to justify it. Bro, come on, man. Like, you trying to justify it? That shit is tough. That shit is super tough to deal with. This shit is really it's been a couple weeks, man. After tonight, I have a whole panel tomorrow. I have a panel, y'all, tomorrow. Make sure you're here, 7:30. I am on a RGR panel. We're talking about the rhetoric on the left. I don't know if it's going to lean into Charlie Kirk. I'm probably not gonna talk about him for an extended period of time after this. I have a video. No, okay. You know what? It's late. This is what happened. He said my brother was born. Oh, you talking to J Mac? All right. So this is what's gonna happen. It's late, and I know I'm not gonna be able to be on top of my game any longer. So tomorrow, y'all, there's a video coming out. Make sure y'all watch it. It's a debunk video on Charlie Kirk, and that's gonna be the last time I talk about him for an extended period of time. And then I have a panel also tomorrow evening at 7:30. 7:30, I am going live on RGR's channel, Riley Grace Roshan. I believe that's her name. Wait, yes, I think her name is Riley Grace Roshan. Roshan. Is that her name? It's something like that. I'm like 99% sure her name is Riley Grace Roshan. But I am going on a panel at 7:30 tomorrow with a lot of left-leaning content creators where we're going to talk about rhetoric on the left. Should we have more inflammatory language, I guess? We're going to have people on a panel talking about that. And like I said, tomorrow morning, you're going to see a debunk video for me debunking Stevie Knight because I think he's in a sunken place. So be ready for that. In the morning, it's going to upload at 7:02 a.m. If y'all get up earlier than that and you want to see it, let me know. If you get up earlier than 7:02 a.m. Central, let me know. I'll make the video upload sooner than that so you can watch it when it's convenient for you. So if you're in this chat and you want me to upload earlier than 7:02 a.m. Central Time, I'll do that just for you. And then it ain't going to hurt me whatsoever. But, yeah, that's coming out in the morning. Panel in the evening. And, yeah, man, I appreciate any and everybody that made it to this point of the stream, man. And if you made it to this point of the stream, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then all three. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.